Hey Blue Merinos, it's Keleas here with Keleas.com, and we're about to have some floral fun at its finest. Check out our latest kit, guys. It's patriotic, great for all summer. The kit's going to come with a berry swag, a really super long floral stem that we're going to use to mix in our swag, and then of course beautiful patriotic ribbon. So you can definitely grab the kit and make your own easy peasy ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. The only supplies you will need at home will be some scissors, some wire cutters, some cable ties to make your bow and put your swag together. And then I use a bow maker to make my bows. You can also make a simple bow by hand. Okay? So those are the other things you will need. You don't necessarily really need a glue pot for this, but you can have a glue gun or glue pot ready to go in case you need it. Okay, so we'll be putting this section of the kit together in just a minute, but we're going to start off with our bow. So the first thing I'm going to do is just set this to the side and grab my ribbon. And I like to have trailers coming down beside my swag that are longer than the actual swag. So if you know your bow is going to be kind of right here, which we do, our bow will be a little bit lower than where the hanger is already built in here. So we'll go with this as a good length for the tail. Okay, so I'll grab that right there. And that's if you don't like it longer, you don't have to do that. But I just take and grab that ahead of time so I can just build that right into my bow. I'm going to grab my bow maker and put this on. You guys know we do bows on Wednesdays. But whenever I have a kit, I like to show you exactly how to make the bow we're doing just live right along with the kit video, okay? So we're going to cut that at an angle to the inside. And we're going to go at 5.5. It doesn't have to be huge. And I'm going to twist. 5.5 and twist. And we're going for 3 loops here on the back. We're going to do our what we call our blast off bow. Isn't that appropriate for patriotic, right? We'll be doing 3 loops in the back. Everybody's at 5.5, so not too big. Okay, hold that in the center and twist. Bring your next loop around and twist it again. Bring the bottom pieces together, and we're just going to cut that at an angle. All right, there's the first layer of our blast off. Now I'm going to come in with 2 loops, and this time, think about where this tail is going to land. So probably right about there. Measure it out on your swag what you like. This will be your second layer of tails. Bring that in and twist it. Okay, and we need actually cut that at the wrong angle. We need to cut to, well, we haven't cut it yet. Cut it to the inside, okay? So the cuts all match on each side. So now we'll do 2 loops at 5 inches, just a little shorter. We're coming a little shorter to the inside. Hold it in the center while you pull that roll back and grab your next loop. So we went out at 5.5, and you see how I space them out and I go between? We're going to go right between with the next 2 layers, okay? And we got 1 and 2 at 5 inches. Cut those tails to match. We want them to be about the same, okay? And then finally, for our last loop in the center, we'll just go with a bow tie. If you've never seen us do a bow tie, basically it's just a loop. And we'd like it to be about 4 inches on each side. So just measure that out. Then take and cut it. And we'll just hold that ribbon because we are going to need it in a second. We need those to overlap and come to the center and just pleat it up where it's equal in the middle. And that is what we call a bow tie finish. And the reason we do that is just so we don't have more loops. And that's just a fun bow. I love the stripes on here. Okay, come in with your cable tie underneath and gently pull that up while holding a finger on the top. Add a little pressure. And you got her. Rotate that backward between your fingers. Hold pressure while separating each layer, just like this. Ooh, it's coming together. She's looking spectacular. I love making these bows. Blast-off bows, of course, are appropriate for patriotic, but any time of the year. I'm going to take and separate them all out. Isn't that great? Okay, nice, nice. Now, we can put our bow maker to the side. We're done with it. You do need to add a cable tie to the back, so that's how we're going to attach it to the swag when we get our swag all put together. Okay? Pull that tight, and now trim that off. Now, you're going to go back and grab the roll of ribbon. In the kit, you're going to get a whole roll of ribbon. So you'll have extra. You can go and make you a swag or something else for a lantern. You can make at least one more bow out of it. And I'm going to take and come in here, and I'm going to put the red and white stripe in the center mainly, so you can see how pretty that is. Okay, just do a couple little knots in the back. 1 and 2. And then trim these guys off, those little tails, and your bow is done, all right? And just put her aside for a second, because we're going to build our swag base next. Okay, so this comes all put together, and that saves you so much time, y'all, okay? It really does. What you want to do is we're going to be mixing in the great blue flower stem that has so long and so much pizzazz. And it's going to add a twig and a really fun bloom to pop that blue. So what I want to do is cut this first of all, because I want a little bit of blue coming up. So I just lay it along the body, and I realized if I could cut it right here, it would work perfect for me to take and flip this other half around. You're going to need wire cutters, guys, because this is a thick stem to cut. So I'm going to take first, we'll use these kind of going up in a second, but I'm going to take the rest of that spray, and we're going to use it going down. So what you want to do is kind of intermingle it between the berries here. Okay, let it flow in between. Yes, isn't that great? Rotate these out. Ooh, yes. Bring them around. Okay, and I haven't really officially attached this yet, but you see how quickly, if you just layer it in, how it now looks like it's all one piece mixed in the berries. Okay, I want to show you how cute that is. So cute. So that's important. We want to do that. Now, we're going to attach it with some cable ties in a second, but we've got to be able to hide them. So if you will just cut this little bitty flower off, we're going to glue that on to hide up here in just a little bit. Cut these 2 flowers off. So we're going to use these like we would moss in a normal project to kind of conceal. We are going to be able to do that with the flower heads. Now, we need 2 berries going up, and instead of taking these off, we're going to just take and rotate these up. 2 berries up. Okay, perfect. That's going down. We haven't even attached it yet. We are going to in a second. Now, here's this piece with these longer pieces, and I'm going to try to leave them together and just bring them in right here. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. You're going to work them in. Work them in. Oh, that one worked perfect there. Flip that leaf around. Isn't that beautiful? So simple, but so pretty. So let the blue go up the middle, surrounded by the red. Now, each of these berry clusters is wired on here. So you're talking about a premium berry. This one's even waterproof. And the nice thing is you can shape those how you want. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is get this attached up here. Anywhere you know you're not going to see that blue flower, pull it off or cut it off. We're going to use that for concealment in a little bit to hide our mechanics. So this is our first step. Get this super tight, okay? And that's right at the base of where that hanger is, okay, right there. Okay, good. Those are not going to come off. I'm going to trim that. In that, I grabbed everything, but it's not quite stable enough to hold it all together. Now come down here and cut the stem off of that top piece, because we were able to attach it right there, and it's good to go. So this you can put in your pile to use again for a support for something else. You can recycle that for sure. Now, I want to do one more cable tie down here. Let's go right in here for extra support. And then we're going to come back and hide it with the blue florals, okay, that we just took from the top. Super tight. Make sure the nubby end is up here to the front. I'm going to zoom in and show you. See how it's to the front? We want it like that because we're going to take and conceal that, okay, in just a second. All right, you got it? Now, take some of these cute little flowers and we're going to just tuck in and glue them right around that. We don't need to worry about this one because that's going to be our bow in there. All right, I'm going to bring a little glue in with my glue pot. I prefer the glue pot. It's not going to get too hot. I'm not going to get burned. Just going to tuck that in there. And one on the other side. And that's going to hide our mechanics. And that way we don't really have to have moss for this since we've got it in a kit. You guys, if you are wanting to grab the kit, just put link in the comments and we will get you the link for the kit. Okay, nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. We've got one left if we need to add that anywhere else. Okay, great. Bow time. Let's get that bow in. The bow goes right there in the bow zone that we left earlier, and I'm going to go just right on top of where that other cable tie was. Okay, just attach it here. Y'all, this is so sweet and so easy, really. You all can do it. Just tight here. And we have a lot of customers who prefer kits because it's a great way not to overinvest in supplies. It's a great way to get started. And pretty soon you start playing with some products and then you want to try some more. And that's what we love, to introduce you to silk flower design and really show you how pretty it is. Now those long tails, I like to add them to the back. And I know you guys will know. I know there's Keleas Blue Merinos watching. That's people who are in our design school class. If you ever hear me say that. And the reason they know I'm going to put that behind is because it's going to add some depth. It's going to add this pop of depth because now the stripe not only is in the foreground, but it's in the background. So just slide that to the back. It's really easy to let that hang down. Can you see that on your front door just like that? Is that adorable and sweet? It is. Really super duper sweet. And you guys, if you want more tails, you can add more tails. Just attach them to the base, have them come down, pop that out. Now, all these berries have wire. So don't be flat. Let that puppy have motion. Bring everybody moving forward. And look at this. Look at this. Isn't she gorgeous? Between the red, white, and blue, the star, the white berries, and then look at the blue. Isn't that going to be adorable? It's going to give us a natural vintagey vibe that goes great with these cute little galvanized buckets. So once I have my bucket that I know I like, the cute thing is it has a design on both sides. So I can just choose what I want to be the front or the back. And if you want the handle, you can pop that handle off also if you decide you just don't even want it. You'll need a little bit of floral foam, and I've got a little block here. And then I'm going to go in and make sure it'll fit in my container, and once I'm good to go, just take it in your little electric skillet, dip it in your hot glue there, just scrape the excess off, and just pop it right in. This is so fun and easy to make, okay? Now that that's in, we are ready to go ahead and start with our design. So center it up how it's going to be, like this, and I know my main focal point is going to be my stars. So we're going to take those off the stem first. And you can tear them, you can also just cut them. Leave those wires a little long if possible because you don't know exactly how high you want them, okay? So if the longer you make that cut, the more adjustment room you have. If you cut it real short, you might be stuck with it really super short. So I'm going to come in first with my star up at the top, and I'm not sure how tall I want that. I think that would work. And then my second star would be a little bit lower. Let me go just a little bit shorter. And notice how I'm going to offset them. I'm going to have one a little higher and then one a little shorter. I'm going to go in front of the handle. I'm going to go off to my left here. Okay? So that's my tall star. Now my little shorter star, so be careful when you cut this one because I almost cut it too short. My shorter star is going to go off to the side, okay? Look how cute it is. Stars are in. You see how they're kind of centered around our little container. Now I'm going to take this as our filler bush, and I want you just to tear part of it down, tear those sections off, and just trim these up really neat. You'll see me use a lot of hand-wrapped bushes because they're very easy to work with. So when I do this, I can start with a spiky tall piece right up the middle. Just go right up the middle with that. And now if this is my tallest piece, then I know I'm going to work down from there. So let's put one in front of the handle and one behind the handle. Let's see. Yeah, those are about the same. So we'll put a little glue on that. And of course you can use a glue gun. I prefer the electric skillet because I am always making floral arrangements to sell, so I want to make sure I've got a nice start. Now I want to work all the way around the edge with these other pieces. So what I want you to do is cut that center piece out. Look here. That's super long, but we're going to make it smaller. So cut that center piece out, and now you have two that are the same. So you're going to go through that whole bush and start trimming them to where nobody's too long and everybody's about the same. You see what I'm doing? Now you're trying to keep the strong metal support stem in there because that's going to allow you to go in really easy to your base. But I'm going to start to work my way around the container. Going to the edge, going out over the side, okay? This is going to work like our greenery, so we need to spread it out. I'm going to leave a little gap and come to the next section. And I'm putting 2 or 3 together. So these are really shooting out. Isn't that fun? And then you can take and kind of bend them down so they're flying out like a party. Oh my gosh, I love this. And get this little star at the edge because I want to kind of break the edge of the container. Yes. Get over there. Okay. So far, so good. Super cute. Now let's keep going. Tear these down. Same way. This is the rest of the original bush. Depending how full, you could put a couple bushes in there if you want to have it really full, or keep it simple and maybe add a different greenery. But we're going to put this in to keep filling her up. So the idea is everybody's at kind of the consistent length as you work all the way around. Isn't that nice? All right, let's keep going around. We're up in the front now where the stars are here. And I'm going to keep just pushing these in. And I like that this is so fun and whimsical and spiky. Spiky, spiky. Spiky, spiky. Do you like it spiky? I like it spiky. Okay, keep going around. You want to make sure you're getting all those spikes flying out of there. Really let them fly out. There you go. You're getting the feel. Now, how fun is this going to be when we put all the blueberries in? Okay, let's put some behind this star. He needs a few. But you want it to feel really whimsical and flying out. You get a little glue string, just pull it off. You could put like some baby's breath in here. So I just love these little spikes in here. You know why? Because it almost feels like a rocket. It just feels like a rocket. In the trails of a firework. We've done that before in design school where we actually used allium for fireworks because they literally feel like it. Look how cute. Look how cute. Here it is from the back. The front looks so cute either way. Okay, we're flying. We're looking good. Now it's time for our blueberries. You could add more berries if you want. We're just going to go with one stem. Now it's time to let the blueberries scream out. So we're going to cut down this whole bush. Let me know in the comments if you love doing this type of easy project. If this is something you want to see more, definitely let us know. A lot of times we're making a lot more complicated pieces, but I think these are so fun also, just for the whimsicality of it all. All right, let's get some berries in here. And we want to put the berries in between the holes we have in here. Oh my gosh, look at the blueberries! They're going to shoot out everywhere. And they have the best little twigs on them. So we're going to keep filling in. Just keep filling in. Blue Betty, Blue Betty. And then we can take this and just use these as little shop fillers. Of course, I talked about these are so cute to make, to go on. This would have to go on a larger tiered tray if you make tiered tray decor. Now, look at this from the front, and it looks really cute, and we've got 3 pieces put in. Now, I want you to take these next 3 pieces and let them, like, reach way out of the container, because that's what's going to make this super cute and interesting. If not, everybody's just right inside, and they're reaching out and lunging over, and, oh yeah, look at the front now. Isn't it cute? So cute. This piece of is just too long, so I trimmed it. And we're going to put it back in. So if you get any that are like too long, just trim them. Like I see some here we can still just get back down to the base, cut it a little bit where it's wired together like that, where it's wrapped together, and then you can add those back in. So you can have some shorter pieces in there. All right, let me get another little berry around the back. I'm going to put a short one in that can kind of reach over. So by the time we get done filling this up, it's super cute and full. I don't know if you could tell how cute, but so cute! I love it. I'm going to put one more in and let these berries just kind of sneak out the edges. I think they're precious. Look at this. All right, here she is all finished. Isn't she cute? And you could definitely add a bow. You could do lots more or keep it really simple. These would be super for teachers' gifts, guys. Just pop some treats in there if you just wanted to do the containers. Then I would get this little blueberry and tie a little knot around the handle with some gingham ribbon. You can make some centerpieces for parties. You have like tons of options you could do with these cute little containers. And this is a simple little arrangement. We're always playing with flowers, but sometimes I gotta get the ribbon out because I know you guys are ribbon junkies. I know you are. You can't hide from me. I see you. And so we gotta feed your need for ribbon. And guess what? We're gonna make the cutest bow really simple with this. So come on, Bloomerinos, let's have some fun. On this one, I picked a combo that was a little more rustic. So I went with this. It's got a little bit of the bling bling of the stars in there, but I knew I wanted to pull out the barn red because in the wreath we're making with that, I need that pretty red with that vintagey look, and we are using the cutest berries in that wreath also. So it's really important to go the more rustic look. So our foundation of the bow is going to start with our red ribbon. We're working with an easy bow maker here. So if you need an easy bow maker, just let us know in the comments. We have a link. We can show you where to get one of those. And I'm going to start by dovetailing here, and we'll start building our bow. Now this bow is going to have pizzazz and a little bit of tails going up and down. And so it's got that whimsy. We call those funky bows because they have that funky jive to them. And on those, we want 8-inch tails. So from here to here is 8 inches. So it's really easy for me just to take and twist, and I'm going to have that first tail go up. I just hold that down with my right hand and start my loops over here with my left. I know 6 inches is perfect, so I'm going to go 6 inches and twist, 6 inches on the right and twist, and we're going to make a couple of loops to get it started. Right here, 2 red at 6, and when you come to the center, you're twisting each time. And then when you're done with your loops, you do what we call a scrunch, meaning you just scrunch it up nice. I measure this out to 8 inches and then I trim it off. Bloomerinos, I have so much fun celebrating America and Texas and the red, white, and blue. You know, we love to put all of this up for the season, but you can have it up any time of year, of course. Patriotism doesn't go out of style. Now, I'm going to make another tail to match, so I just measure from there to there. Even though I know it should be 16 inches, just in case I'm off for a little bit longer, I just take and measure it to match. Now, take and dovetail both of these. We're kind of putting in a faux tail that doesn't involve any loops, but we're going to add it right in right now. So I get that nice fullness right here, so it's about the same. Now, come here to the center, and you're going to scrunch it as well. So then I get that crisscross right there in the back of my tails, and I've got my loops going. So 2 tails, 2 loops. So now I'm going to use my stars and stripes ribbon, and this has got that perfect vibe to match the embossing. There's embossing stars on that door hanger we're using, so that gives me the stars on this pattern are perfect to pull that out. You always want to pull out the little details. And that's why you want to come join us in design school, because I'm teaching you how to do that. We put the tail in a little. Now I put my fingers on top. Now I want to take and start with my first loop. Now I'm going to go smaller, 5.5, and I'm going to twist. And we're going to go 5.5 on the right. And this is just a sweet little bow. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. I'm going to twist again. And actually, I'm going to scrunch. Sorry, we're going to scrunch because I'm going to finish with just 1 tail right here. And I make this a little bit shorter than my last red one. So if those are 8, these are about 7. You can see they're just a little bit shorter, okay? Now we've got that layered up pretty. I'm going to bring in another layer of red, so switch them out again. The fun thing about doing this kind of bow is you can layer it up. You can just go to town. Oh, you know what? Before I put the red in, let me bring in another faux tail to match because I think that turns out so cute. And I'm going to take it and measure it, and we'll bring that in. Because it gives us another crisscross on the back, I'm going to dovetail, so I just fold it and cut up from the fold on both ends. Now, and just grab that in the center, and then I'm going to gather it just a little, and we'll pop it in going opposite. See there? Perfect. Now, get the red, bring it back, and we're going to layer it up just a little. And now we're going to be a little more asymmetrical because the tails are not going to match on either side. We've got that great foundation built just like we do in design school when we're building a wreath. But now we're going to do this really simple. I'm getting to the end of my roll. Now, when you get the kit, you'll have a full roll of ribbon, so you won't have to worry. So I'm going to just do a small little loop at 5 right here and 5 over here. Just measure those, and these can go up and down. So you see that this is kind of diagonal, and it starts to bring the eye in just a little bit. What you'll do is now you'll build the other loop on the other side the same way. I show you how in just a second. Let me dovetail this one. But bring in your print. So we'll finish off with this one. Hopefully we have enough left. Come on, ribbon, make it to the end. Do you ever feel that way? Like, okay, I thought I had enough. I've got to make it to the end. But you don't have to worry. If you get the kit, you'll have a whole new full row. There will be no worries. So twist, and I'm going to make my loops. I think I'm going to have enough to make it. 2 empty rolls this time, guys. Yes. You know what that means when you have 2 empty rolls? Guess what? Time to order more. Girl math. Empty rolls means space and money available. Plus, after we sell this wreath, we're going to have plenty to go buy another. So tail up and loop up. And now I'm going to take and trim this one right here. Isn't that cute? So you have it layered out where these are opposite. See, the red is here, and now the stripe is here, and you got your cute little tails. I've got 2 different pieces here we can use for the center. We'll decide what we want in just a second. I'm going to take and get this off the bow maker. Now, I'm going to go with my 8-inch cable tie. I like to run that right beside these and put a little pressure on top. Y'all, if you want to learn how to do bow making, wreath making, garlands, centerpieces, swags, for all year long and seasonal holidays, you've got to come join us in design school because we are always looking forward to the next season and creating designs, and you can learn how to do it too. When you're ready, you can even learn how to scale and create a business or just continue making beautiful pieces for your home in design school. So come over to KeleasDesignSchool.com. We have a link here for you. I'd love to teach you more and get to know you more and kind of take my 28 years experience and make designing really easier and easier. I get better at teaching every year. I'm a classically trained teacher, and that helps me learn how to, make it easier for you to learn too. As adults, sometimes we stop learning, but I tell you what, you don't want to do that because learning a new craft or hobby is so fun and exciting. And if you've got any ounce of creativity, this is going to just send you to the next level. I promise you, you'll love design school. Now, we got this far, but I'm ready to put my ribbon in the center. And here's a couple of tips for you on that. It depends. Do you want the center to disappear? If you want it to disappear, then go with the stripe because that's our layer on top and I won't really notice the center. If you want the center to have a nice contrast, then you bring in the red, okay? Because then it will pop against the stripe. So looking at all of this, I think I'm totally fine with just having it disappear. I think it'll look great. So we'll use the stripe. All you've got to do is just take it and do a little fold. And this is one of my signature moves when I do my bows. So a lot of people will know you took my class or they might think you're me. If you do this on your bows, you'll get that same polished, finished look. It takes a little more time, but I think it's worth it. Adding those details to your pieces every time gives you more, basically, depth and dimension, which I always talk about, and it gives the perception that it's a higher quality product, which is awesome if you're a seller, but even better if you're just trying to have a beautiful home, because they're gonna think that you paid a lot for it because a professional made it, when in all reality, you did it yourself. Hi Bloomerinos, are you ready to make the cutest patriotic wreath with me? Well, I knew right when I saw this, I had to have it and it was gonna work perfect for our newest kit. Yep, this is a kit that has everything you need in it to create the exact design I'm making. Supplies are limited, so you gotta grab it when you first see the video because in case you catch it on replay, you know it's gonna be sold out already. If you need the link to the kit, let us know in the comments. This kit includes everything you need to make it, all the florals. The only thing that is not in there is the wreath base, but you can add that on separately on the website or you can use a wreath base you have at home. This one here starts off with this being our main part of the design, and it is the cutest patriotic star. Now the door hanger comes with a little Americana sign, and keep that for another project, but we're going to go ahead and snip that off with our wire cutters to get this one started. And just take that one off the bottom here. All I'm going to do is just trim that little first wire, and then you can always use this for another project. So we're going to do that first. Just take the Americana part of the sign off. And as we do that, then I'm going to tell you kind of how I think I want to place this. Now it comes with this great wire at the top, and what I want you to do is leave a little wire on each of these, okay? Just leave a little bit up there because it's cute anyway if you leave a little curly. We might use one of those, but we're going to use this wire right here to attach this to the back, okay? And then I can attach it to the wreath. So I'm going to come over here to the side, and we will take and place it kind of off center. Well, really off center, because on this design we're going to come off to the side. So see, these are kind of cute hanging on there anyway. So what I want to do, let me scoot my little base over, is I'm going to come like right here and hang it. And then all of our gorgeous florals are going to complement this location. Now, if I put it where one curly is up at the top, you have to kind of put it like this because we want it to look like the star, like the flag where the stars are there and then the stripes are here. So we're going to do just something like that. I'm going to come in the back here, and I don't even need more wire because I can take my black wire we already had and just go around these two that are on here. And now I can take, just like that, I twisted it around, and now I'm going to wire it right to the wreath base. So just do a couple of twists. I went in opposite directions so I could make sure it had a little bit of pressure holding it. And now I'm going to use this to wire it onto the wreath base. So we're going to do that next. I got the first part of the wiring. I'm going to flip it around, and you can see it coming through here. Now just take and cinch it up tight. And the only thing you want to do is try to keep that direction to where that part of the flag star is up. The stars, the blue is in the right position. Boom, shakalaka. And then you can cut the little wires off if you don't like them, or leave the little curls if you do. I think they're kind of fun. Now, when I'm done here, I need to trim that really neat because guess what? We don't want to scratch anybody's door. We want to do a good job of keeping it really neat and clean. And boom, the flower is on. That is literally going to be the hardest part here. It's on. Now let's start to get the real flowers in. I mean, the real artificial flowers, because that's the funnest part. Okay, let's go. Now our greenery, I wanted to go with a kind of a little bit more rustic vibe in this, so I went with this beautiful eucalyptus here. Now this eucalyptus has that real look, so it's that really kind of darker olivey green. So we're going to use this as our greenery in here. And these come in these great clusters. They're perfect for vases and things like that, the way they're set up. Actually easier to work with than real eucalyptus. But I'm going to trim it to where I get a couple of sections out of there. One will have 3 and one will have 2. And we're going to do that right now. Do you guys like the smell of real eucalyptus? This is artificial, so it doesn't have any smell, of course, but tell me if you do. And don't forget, this is a kit, and you can grab the whole kit right here on Keleas.com. Now, start with one of these sections of 3. I have the electric skillet going with the hot glue in the back, so I'm going to take and give it some glue, so you can see I've got hot glue on there. And I'm going to start to shape out my design. So in design school, we would call this, we're creating the perimeter, and that means we're putting in the greenery in the background. So another thing we use, just to be a little more polished, is I use some Spanish moss in here to cover. Now that's like a supply item, so it doesn't come in your kit, but it helps cover the mechanics of what we're doing. Now that I got my first piece in, I'm going to come and bring my second piece in. I'm going to come a little bit closer down here to the middle and start to create this perimeter. Come on down, come on down. Another thing I'm always telling my students is you've got to make sure that you are going into the grapevine. We're not going through to the back, we're going in. All right, now let's have another one just kind of coming more towards the foreground. Let's cut another piece. But you can see how fun that is, how full it is too. And it's the perfect green for this color. Because this is a more muted design. Wait till we get the berries in here in a minute, you're gonna love it. So we just keep cutting them into the 2 sections of 3 is the easiest way to do that. So break it up. What I mean is, see, there's 3 here, and there's 3 stems there. You got to cut it where you leave some good wire, though, to go in. You can't just trim those. And everything we teach in design school, I show you step by step how to work with each piece. In our designing, I like to eliminate steps to make it more efficient. See, I've sold thousands and thousands of wreaths online, so I had to make ways to be able to teach my employees how to create the wreaths quickly, too, after I designed them. So we had to kind of simplify the process. So it really helps me be a better teacher in design school because of the classroom aspect of I already know how to break the process down because I had to teach others at firsthand in our business how to do it. All right, I got my first 2 pieces. Now you're just going to, we're going to try to do the exact kind of similar placement down below here. I don't want to go out too far because I want to make sure I keep it kind of tight on the design. Now see, this was giving me a little more trouble going in because there's some crisscross grapevine in there. It's okay. We're going to get it in, just wiggle it. And you can see that's kind of layering. I'm going to move it up a little. It's layering down here and going over the star. We call that breaking the plane in design school. It's a very important aspect of how I design and my style. So if it's a style that you like, just take that into consideration. Now these are all wired, so I can manipulate them basically however I want. Some natural looking, some not natural looking. Now I'm going to back this piece up more to where the bow is going to go so we get good placement. I like to design in ways that are super pleasing to the eye, where every floral kind of has its own space. So I love to teach that in class. But this, when you get a kit, the great thing about that is it's a great introductory way to start. You don't have to invest in a whole lot of supplies. You are going to need some wire cutters and some scissors for your ribbon. And you can get more supplies as you create more and decide, hey, I want to do more. Maybe I'll invest in a bow maker. Maybe I'll get an electric skillet. You can still do all this with a glue gun too. You can even put the things in and not glue them if you're just making it for yourself. A lot of times the grapevine will hold it pretty well until you're ready to glue it and get started. All right, I've got a couple more of my clusters of eucalyptus. We're going to hold these off to the side and we're going to use those towards the end of the project. Now I want you to grab your next one, and this is a really pretty one. It's got all the patriotic florals. You're going to grab that, and it's just a red, white, and blue coloration. These are wired so nicely though. I love for you guys to come and shop on Keleas.com because the things we carry are higher level than you're going to get at the big box stores because they have wires to the tip, and it's not just a plastic edge, which gives you kind of a flat finish on your designs. If you have a wire to the tip of a floral, then I can make it look like a real flower. I really can. I can make it reach out. I can make it look different directions. I can control that, and that's the advantage of designing with silks. You have that opportunity to shape it up. So I grab those. I'm going to shake hands with those, but even before I put those in, I've got to get my berries. So my berries are a big part of this design because it's bringing out this kind of creamy color in there in a floral. So I love that. So you're going to cut these down to where they have a couple of inches on the stem. We don't need it really long. And you just trim that off at one of the little indentions. That's what the indentions are for. Those help you get your cuts. So I'm going to take my first one and we're going to layer it right here on top of the eucalyptus. So I've got a good amount of that going in. There you see how it's just a pretty combo with those colors. Y'all, when I put a wreath kit together, you're getting my expertise to lay out all the colors and the designs. And you know, you don't have to even worry if the products are going to go together because they do. You can see how well they work together. There's our first berry cluster. Now we're going to put another one up top. So what we do in the bottom, we're doing in the top. And just kind of mirror imaging it right there. And this cluster is going to run up here, kind of in this zone right here together, in between those eucalyptus. I think that works excellent. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a bend. I want it to curve over. We call this a C-shaped design where it's a C right here. It's a staple of my business. I love to do C-shapes. We do, 360 designs too where they go all the way around. I love those also, but this is some of my favorite to design. My students will tell you, our Keleas Blue Merinos will say, Klee doesn't like things matchy-matchy, and I don't. I like it to have a feel that it goes together, of course, but it's not just perfectly matching. All right, I am going with my other Americana stem, and we're using those great wires in there to shape it up. And I'm going to put one on the top and one on the bottom. And this is where all our colors coming in. So I made this nice neutral backdrop, right? And this is our pop of color. And that'll get us the red, white, and blue to kind of coordinate. So take these, and we're going to trim these down to like about a 3-inch stem. I'm going to trim both of them, and these I'm going to have them layer up a little bit tighter, so they'll be layering on top of the berries, but a little bit more towards the center and more towards the middle. All right, so I'm going to give that a twirl in the glue pot and come right here towards the center. Put it in right here. Look at that. Oh yeah. And flip these around. Look at there. See, I told you all those wires, they are worth their weight in gold because now you can see the dimension. You may not be able to tell. Let me show you. See how far we're coming off? The flowers in the background, and this is all coming off. That just makes a really beautiful wreath on somebody's door. They will love it. Now let's take the other one we already shook hands with, just like Keleas Blue Merinos know what we're talking about. Even on these leaves, I'm going to separate them a little bit because they have those good wires. And I don't like to see the backs of leaves if possible. We're going to flip them around. And this one's going to layer in the same zone right here. Up above. We're layering on top of the berries, but kind of in that same little area. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a bend. And we're going to just get that in the glue pot and bring it right in. Let's go up here. Yeah. Isn't that fun? So the next thing we need to do is get a bow, because our bow is going to go right into this center we left open. We call that the bow zone in KDS, and that's a center area, that transition area where we put a bow. So we did the bow on a separate video. If you need the link to learn how to make the bow, let us know here in the comments. We'll get you that. But I'm also going to put it right in here. And don't forget, the links to all the videos are always on the supply list for the projects. So if you're watching this later and night, you're not getting a response back, just go to the supply list for this product on Keleas.com. It'll be for this wreath kit. It'll have the links where you can watch it on whatever social media you want. You can watch it on YouTube, you can watch it on TikTok, you can watch it on anywhere we can put it. We've got it. And if it's up there, we'll have the links for it. So the bow that's going to go in here, we made what we call a funky bow. And it's turned out so cute. It's all those same rustic colors. Now I'm going to give this a little bit of a turn so this goes down a little bit. And then the bow is going to pop right in here. So I'm going to put that in next. You can see immediately how that pops together. So don't get these too close here. Unless you decide on your wreath kit you don't want to use a bow, then just back these up where they crisscross and you're good to go. And you can just put a berry cluster right in the middle. Now our cable tie is back here, ready to go on. I'm going to go right through the center. Going right through the center. Alright, and then I'm going to take this and we will tie it right here in the middle. And I'm not going to get it too tight at first. I'm going to get it started tightening, and then I'm going to fluff it. And then once I know exactly, okay, I like that there. The fun thing about these is we can work those tails in around the florals and everything. I love that. And we can bring flowers up into the bow, like I just brought this little creamy white flower in there. See how cute? And we work that right in. Our last few steps are what we call the detail work, and we want to really focus on bringing the eye in kind of to the bow and looking at our flow, and then we look for holes to fill in. So I'm going to use my eucalyptus here, and now I'm going to take and just pull it off the stem so that I have individual pieces. If you just pull these, the wires will come out, and you can take and use these individually. And the neat thing is we'll be able to break the plant into different elements in this design by doing that. So I'm going to start over here with the outside of the bow, and you do need to get a good amount of glue on these because they have that smaller wire. So get in here and do that. Oh, and I didn't tighten up the bow, so I'm going to tighten that up and cut this piece off. At first, I usually just put it in and fluff it, but don't forget to grab that little tail off the end of the cable tie. So I'm going to put some eucalyptus in behind here, kind of laying out this, just like this. Yep. A little bit up and down, so we're working that same shape. Give those a little bit of a curve. Okay, and I'm going to do one more, maybe to the inside, because I want to layer it up. So come right out of the bow, right underneath, and now it's going to layer this on top. So now this eucalyptus doesn't just go in the back, it also comes from the foreground. And that's another skill that I teach every week in design school. We really work on how to create that depth. I'll bring this one in, and make sure you let these florals come forward, because we also want them showing up. And this fun little greenberry was in there. I love it. Oh gosh, y'all, this looks great. I'm gonna put a little more up high. Now you can wait and double check if you have any holes at the end too, if you wanted to keep a couple of pieces. I'm pretty confident we got it pretty well covered. And the next step I want to do is after I get these last few pieces of eucalyptus in, I really want to rock out the berries close to the bow. We saved one berry bush to make that happen, so let me grab it. Now, instead of using it long, we're going to cut these into different little sections because we want to tuck these in around the bow. So I'm going to take, and we're going to trim, like this guy can stay as one piece here, and we'll just nip it off pretty short, like that. So he's his own little cluster. And then I'm going to take these and divide them into two also. So this is its own cluster, and this is its own cluster, okay? Now, I'm going to work pretty much 2 pieces above the bow, maybe 1 below, and I'm trying to work in here. So the biggest cluster here has 5 berries, and I think it would work good right in here tight to the bow. So I'm going to get that in the glue, give it a little twirl in there, and then we're going to come down, put it right in here. Look at that. Yeah, that looks great. That cream is working awesome in here because it's popping all those colors, and it's making that eye go deeper into the design. I love that. Now let's put one down in here. I'm going to pick one that has a little bit of a longer stem to come right into this section. So I'm going to pull this up, and we'll layer this a little bit tighter to the base. Now it's a little bit in the background, but just work it towards the foreground. You can always do that. Okay, so we have, these are more in the foreground. The first ones we put are in the background. You get how we're creating the depth? I think you do. I think you do. Now I'm going to put my last piece over on this side, kind of tucking tight into the bow and breaking that plane of the bow. I love that. One of my favorite things to do designing is just get in here and really pop it. I'm going to bring that a little more forward. Oh, yes. Y'all, can you believe we did this that quick? Just because something has a patriotic color palette doesn't mean you can't use it all year long. So I'm going to show you how to do this. This particular kit starts off with a container that's got a classic looking plaid on there that never goes out of style. And we're going to make this with a blue and white floral to go in here. So it's kind of got a summertime vibe going to it, but literally you can leave it out till the fall. So that's our goal with this one. Is a piece that's nice and transitional, but it screams, hey, the weather's warm. The colors are warm but soft, and this is so pretty. So we got to start off by getting some foam, and the foam does not come in the kit. You will have to purchase this separately. But this particular foam is comes from a big sheet, and I cut it into 2 little squares that can slide right into the center, okay? I prefer the big sheets of foam, but you can always get smaller pieces and work several into making your base too for your arrangement. So I'm going to start off with some Gorilla Glue. I like to put that in the bottom. You also want to prep the bottom, if possible, just with a little alcohol wipe it down. I put some Gorilla Glue in there, and that's going to set up with my hot glue. And I've got my electric skillet with hot glue just right over here to the side. And I'm going to dip these in and just put them right into the bottom of the container. So I've got 2, just going to kind of wipe them on each other. I do want a little bit of excess on there so they can goo out a little bit, as I call it. Let them goo out. And then we're going to let that just set up a couple minutes, and then we'll get started on our arrangement, building it up. Hey, are you on our text list? Because if you're not on our text list, that's how you're going to get notifications when I'm building a kit just like this. So you want to get on the text list at 832-734-5201. All you got to do is text to me the word VIP, because you're a VIP, and when you get on the list, you will not miss notifications for new videos, and I don't want you to miss any of them. All right, you're going to grab your big sunflowers. They're going to shape out our design first. We're going to put these in first. But make sure as you're shaping out your leaves that you come in and you like and follow. Make sure you share this video with your friends so that way we can continue to make beautiful content for you to enjoy watching. So that's a great way to support us. If you're able to come and shop from our store, that's even better. But a like, a share, a follow, and all that helps us out also. So do what you can to help all your favorite creators. Now, I took the first stem and I broke it down. I cut it at the first nodule where it's made to be cut. And that kind of gives me a starting point here for my design. I know that I want this piece to be a little bit high. Now, this design is going to have a smaller base, but we are going to have it just cascading right out and having a lot of motion. So my first piece is going in, and you see how it's kind of chilling, it's kicking back a little. So important. Now we're going to kick out from there more of like an L shape with my next piece. So this one, once I shape it all and shake hands with it, just like we do in design school, we want to shake hands and open up the floral. Then I'm going to take and break this down into some shorter pieces. So I'm going to cut off the big flower and cut off the smaller flowers. And now we're going to take and kind of create our own little cluster over here to the side and somewhat of an L shape. So I'm going to start off with the biggest bloom first because we have him kind of kicking up high, chilling over here. This one's going to come out to the right. I'm going to come into the side of the foam, and I want him to just kind of be, oh yeah, we're happy. I'm happy. I'm looking over this way. I'm so happy. And I'm going to support him by going around him. This is the front of the design, so I want one coming forward, of course. We'll have him look up a little bit. Now, the bud is going to go into the back. So I'm going to trim this off, save those leaves, and the bud is going to go into the back. So as you start to lay out your pattern here, you want to think about where everybody's going. And I want him to look forward. Okay, we want it to be kind of flowing already when we just see the main flowers in. Okay, take a look. Take a look. All right, now save these leaves. We'll use them in a little bit. But before we get any twigs in, we need to come in and get our greenery. And this is our fishtail fern. It always gives us a really nice wispy design. So I'm going to push this one up a little bit, but I'm going to cut these to 2-inch stems, okay? On this bush. Get it all broken down like that. Now with this one, I know I need a few longer ones. So I'm going to take like 3 longer ones to start without pushing it up at all. And we will pop these in around our main bloom. So one of the things I like for our designs to be very organic feeling. And I think that's how we feel when we're doing this. Uh-oh, I knocked off the head. If that happens, no worries. You just put a little glue. It can happen. And we're just going to put him back on. You happy now, you pretty little head? He's happy. Okay, our first fern went in up the top. And these are the long ones we're going to use. And I want you just to come in and just snuggle right up to the other. Snuggle right up in here. And then put one right in the middle. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure this main flower is getting all the loving. You see how it's getting all the loving? Now we're going to love on this bottom one too. So I'm going to take the shorter pieces and go right around him. So this is the shorter bush. We already cut shorter. And we're working right around the main floral, just like we did at the top one. We're just repeating that same process. Oh my gosh, so pretty. And then one right up the middle. This one I'm going to do a little bit more clumpy because I want that to kind of sit in the middle. So you can tell we're not just shoving anything in. We're thinking about where everything's going. And now we're ready to fill in around the base with the greenery to kind of really fill up the design. So what I want you to do is push all of these where they're clustered and shorter, okay? We're going to do that with every one. Look how pretty. Look how pretty. All right, now we're going to start to work our way around with these so they really fill in. So I might pull them a little bit tighter, trim that off, and let's start to fill in our design. Kind of work from the center out. Instead of working just from on the edge out, work from that center out. That blue is so pretty. It is just such a pretty blue. There we go. You see how I'm working from the middle out, and I'm getting that nice and full. So when you grab the kit to this, matter of fact, if you do need the link, just ask in the comments if you're having any trouble finding it here on the post. And we're going to provide everything you need except for the moss and the foam. We're going to use a little moss at the end to kind of fill in any of that foam that you can still see. But you will need your own foam and moss. See how pretty? Look at, you see how pretty? And that's why you love this greenery, because the movement it gives it. Now let's come into the back zone here. And I'm going to put a couple pieces in the back, and I'm just making them short. And we'll just pop these in. And we also have our leaves that we had earlier that we cut off our one bloom, and we can put those here in the back. The only thing I want to do is I want to get rid of that middle stem so you cannot see it. I took it off. And these are great to just keep in the back here to fill in some space. Just make sure the front of the leaves show. Oh, that's perfect. Here's the front. Now you see our shape. That's really important. It's important to kind of show that's the movement we want going, and that's where we want your eye to be looking. Now our last element, which is a lot of fun in this design, is going to be the twigs. And our twigs also have a little bit of white bloom on it. And I picked the white out of the container to pull that white into it. We purposely avoided red on this because I didn't want it to give it a patriotic vibe. It could have a patriotic vibe, but you didn't have to be committed to that. Let's say you did, you know, a little bit of lemons, or this is a blue that's really pretty with lemons. Anything like that, if you had that in your kitchen or your sunroom, this would totally work to go with it. But it wasn't locked in with patriotic with the red. Now, if you are like, Clee, but I want to use it for patriotic, I tell you what, just add in a little bit of red berries and you'll hit a home run with this kit, okay? You can just add them onto your order. Matter of fact, don't forget, if you spend over $100, you get free shipping. And you could just pop those in or out. And you can actually take them out after the holiday too, if you wanted to have less of the patriotic going. Now I'm going to bring this one in and just push it down right into here, because I want this to be our tall twig. And I might bring a little fishtail in front of it and just have those kind of working their way out. Ooh, that's pretty. Really, really pretty. Now let's come in between. That one twig's in. I'm going to have this one kind of go off to the left. Let me cut it a little bit shorter. And this one we're going to do the same thing. I like to take these and curl a couple of them, at least to give them a little structure. Look at that. Ooh, that's pretty. And that's going to come in over here to the left. Beautiful. Just pop that one in. Mamacita. I love that. That white flower in there is perfect. It's just pulling out the white from the container. So dainty. So soft. You know, I love that. And so these are coming all out of that midline of the design. So the L is occurring here, and these are breaking through to the right and the left. And that's real important in how I want this finished piece to look. Now I'm going to curl this one down a little where these white flowers are, because I kind of want them lower to the base. And we're going to put this right in here on the right. Just find a little spot. I got a little bit of a glue string there. I didn't take my time and pull it off beforehand. I was rushing. All right, trim this little wire off. Okay, I love it. Now take your twigs and make sure you're bossing them around. Some of them you want straight, some of them you want curled. You can decide. Look how cute. This is so sweet, so cute, very simple to make. You can see how quickly we pulled it together. And if you want to add some red berries, you can. Matter of fact, we might put some suggested red berries too on the supply list, so you could add those in if you want some. But this is just beautiful, just how it is, and ready to rock and roll, y'all. So if you can see any of your foam in there, just grab a little bit of Spanish moss and just take and make a little flat little pancake and just pop that along the edge anywhere you want to hide any mechanics. You don't need a whole ton, just a touch. All right, Bloomeritos, I can't wait to see what you make. I hope you're having fun with flowers every day. And come and join us. Come and join us in design school, because every week I'm blessing you with techniques and live videos where you are with me one-on-one, getting the attention you need to create the most beautiful pieces. I could feel your vibes that you were like, Keleas, we need some floral fun. So, of course, Floral Fun at its finest is here for you, y'all. As you notice, I've got some fun little patriotic supplies over here. We have some rockets, some berries, some greenery, and these cute containers from the Target dollar spot. You know, that great spot at Target with all the cute stuff? That's these. So come on in. Definitely say hello, welcome, of course. Please like, subscribe, and follow, and get ready to have some floral fun with us. If you don't already follow us, if you could give us some love, that would be great, because it would allow us to be seen in your feed more. So wherever you're watching, you got to train those algorithms that you want to see us more and more. So the way to do that is to interact by commenting, saying hello, liking, of course, or giving it hearts over here on TikTok. Y'all, I've got to get some more light on this subject. I'm sorry. I was halfway in and we didn't have enough light here. There we go. That's much better. Hello, Lisa. Hey, Jana. Fantastic. I want to show you these cute little boxes I picked up at the Target dollar spot. And you may be able to find something like this somewhere else similar. Of course, if you're a little like a woodworker, you could probably whip these out. No big deal. They're just little boxes that are whitewashed. Hey, Nicole on TikTok. Hey, Ramona. Good to see you. They are like whitewashed. These, I think, were $5, but you got 3 little boxes for that. And what I'm going to do in this design is I'm going to eliminate the medium one, and we're just going to use the big and the little, and then I'm going to save this medium for something else. Okay? Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to use these two. Okay, and as I started playing with them, y'all, you need a little distance, because I want to be able to just line this with flowers and berries and rockets and, you know, have a whole dang party in there. So what I did is I pre-cut a little bit of foam. I'm just going to use floral foam. It works the best for me. And I cut a little section here, and I want to show you how high that gets it. It's probably getting it about 2 inches above. And then all we got to do is work on gluing that and getting it all put together so it stays nice and sturdy. So let's do that first. Awesome, guys. Good to see you, everybody. Fantastic. Yeah, we just sent out the text so everyone would know we were live. Here's my little glue pot. If you're not on our text list, grab a spot, textkeleas.com. Just go there, get a spot on the text list. You won't miss anything. And you'll know whenever we're live. You can come hang out with us. Okay, I'm getting a good amount of glue. This is wood. You could use some Gorilla Glue in there, too, if you wanted the liquid. I think we're good. I might put some on the next layer just to be safe. Now that I'm paranoid. Put Gorilla Glue just to be safe, y'all. Just to double check it. Hi, Linda. Good to see you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put hot glue on the foam, and then I'm going to put Gorilla Glue on here, so I have a mix of both. I like to do that just to secure it double. And I might just pop a little bit in these cracks on the side. You know, just a little backup plan. Because, you know, I like to sell my pieces. Of course, what would be mortifying to me is something would fall apart, y'all. So we don't want that. We definitely don't want that. Hello, good to see you, Michelle. Glad you're here. Okay, let's come in. I'm going to get one of my bamboo sticks. Oh, actually, I think these are just the wooden sticks. Sometimes I like bamboo in here. It seems to not get as charred looking, but it'll be all right. So however you want to space them out, you could do a 3-tier as well. But I'm doing this just simply to give me the foam to put the florals into as we get the layers up. Fantastic, you got the text, yay! So now I've kind of created this little design, okay? I used one big box at the bottom and the smallest box on the top, okay? So I challenge you to do whatever you want, to go as high as you want. I thought this would be cute to make something else in. We'll probably do another little project with that medium one. Hello! Good to see you over here on TikTok too. You guys are awesome. Y'all are just hankering for a live tonight. Now I'm going to take this other little piece of foam. We're just going to pop that into the top and we'll be good to go. Teresa, I don't know why your badges are not showing up. You know, there's been a huge update to Facebook that might, you know, you hear me asking you to interact a lot. There has been a massive update to Facebook in the last, I don't know when it started. So make sure you're interacting with all your favorite pages. If you do lives as well, which I've seen some of you guys on here, make sure you're telling your viewers to interact, to make sure that they are coming back. You might see in your feed it says show more or show less. Make sure you're definitely interacting and telling that you want it to show more. Okay, guys? You know? All right, we're going to come in with a little greenery to start us off. This is my favorite little fishtail fern. It is a pusher. So you've heard me say that before, especially if you're in design school. And in this particular use of it, I need these little short little clusters. So let's start with, let's take 4 of these and get them really short. So I'm going to push them down. Hey, Darlene. So I'm glad you're excited. Thank you guys for all the love. Giving hearts is great. If you're on TikTok, if you just give us likes on the video, that's just tapping the screen here or there. Anytime, and not just for me, anybody you like, who you enjoy their content. The more they can grow on a platform, the more you can see them, okay? So you gotta kind of do your part. I hate to beg for that stuff, but that's just how these things work. All right, let's come on in. Let's start off with a little bit of greenery, and I'm just going to come off each side. And if you're new and you've never been here, please welcome. We've got a lot of viewers on Facebook who can help you if you have questions. If you're on TikTok, I see some of my design school students over on TikTok, so they can help answer questions if I don't see them. Do not worry. Oh, that's a little shorter one. I need a little longer one over here. Let me pull this one out. Okay, so we're just going a little bit around each side. And as we start to design it, guys, I will definitely show you what's going on if you can't see it. Thank you so much, Melinda. Hey, Sandra from Rhode Island. Great to see you. I'm responding to the folks over on Facebook if you're confused right now. Don't be. We're just glad you're here. Let's come in on this way. Okay, so I've got a little pop of greenery going everywhere. Was that easy so far? So far, so good. Now, y'all want to grab these little containers anytime you see them at that Target dollar spot because they are perfect for this type of little project. Now, this is a new bush we got in. It is just perfect size for this. You see how the florals are a little petite? They're not gigantic. You're going to use this in this type of design because they're smaller. So push those leaves up by the heads. And let's start cutting this bush apart. Yay! Did everybody have a great weekend? Definitely let me know. Yeah, let us know if you shared. Make sure you come back and let us know on that text list you shared also. If you haven't gotten on the text list, just let us know so we can make sure you get included in all of the love sharing back to you, the sweet treats, okay? Hey, Vicky, great to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, I'm pushing these all up. I don't need those leaves way down. I want them up by the heads, and that forces those heads up to be really pretty. So let's bring this over and let me cut these off. Nobody needs to be really long, just probably, let's see, this is about 4-inch stem. That would be perfect because we're going into that. Even on the top, we don't need much more than 4 inches. Just going to be so sweet. Sheila did her first embellishment to a picture. Yes, very good, Sheila. I'm glad you tried it. I love it. I love being an inspiration to you guys. It's so fun to help you think of new ideas, to be creative. And of course, I love to teach. at Coach Keleas, where I teach you how to sell on Etsy and all that. But I'm just as pleased if you want to go and, you know, make something for your home, make something as a gift, make something for those teachers here at the end of the year. Maybe you want to make some little graduation, little arrangements for a party, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we do it. Woohoo! Oh, you guys were, I love it. I love it, Debbie. The weekend always goes fast, doesn't it? It really does. So let's spread out some of these cute little red poppies and get them going. We'll just work our way around. I don't really want that in my glue. I'm just going to kind of spread them out. Hi, Josie. Hey, Darla. Glad you're here. You guys are awesome. Thank you, guys. All of you Bloomerinos that are here supporting us. You're awesome. Let's bring this in here. Isn't that great? Okay, we've got a little pop of red. Now let's just come right next to those with a little pop of blue. And just go right in between them. A little bit of pop of blue. Oh, this is going to be cute. This is going to be cute. I like it already. It's really popping against that white background. All right, let's put a little blue in here. I'm going to give those a little bit of movement up. Y'all, you want to use wired everything. Wired ribbon, wired stems. You need all of that. If it doesn't come with wire, then you got to take the time to add wire. And that always takes a lot more time. But you need it for everything because you got to give it that motion. Not the motion of the ocean, but you know what I mean. Oh my gosh, you were so busy, Susan. 2 graduations. Congratulations to your friends and family. So we're going to have a supply list for this whole project. All the florals came from Keleas.com. The cute little containers we're working with here came from the Target Dollar Spot at Target. You know, where all the fun stuff is. Every time I'm in there, I'm like, my daughter's like, you're worse than me, Mom, at the Target Dollar Spot. I'm like, well, it's fun, Kaya. It's fun in here. Thank you so much, Levon. Oh, yes, Anna's asking, are we going to plan more challenges? Yes, Anna, we have a fall challenge coming up soon, so stay tuned. You're going to hear all about it coming up soon. If you're on our text list, that's the best place to be. You won't miss a thing. Okay, I got a good coverage, so let me just hold off. We'll wait on this. Okay, now I want to work on the top a little because I want the top to be super duper cute. And then we can fill in with what's left. So I know my 3 rockets are going in the top. I know it's coming together so quickly. So let's plan on these. If you can see it from the side, here's what we got so far. We've got the cute florals and we're about to pop into the top. How you guys going over here on TikTok? Is my daughter doing another sport besides volleyball? She does tennis too. So right now, that's a great question. She's doing tennis and volleyball this summer. That's the 2 right now. She wants some basketball too, but I don't know how we can do it all. We're going to try. Okay, let's get some spacing in here. First of all, you want to decide how high you want it. So, just kind of like we're doing a birthday cake here, how high do we want to go and fill in? That's a little too high. But I'm going to start with my height first in here, and then we're going to work down. So my blue rocket is going to be the highest. He's a firecracker, actually. I'm calling him a rocket, but he's a firework. Okay, and then we're going to use 2 of these on the other side. These fireworks are so stinking adorable because you can spread out the little... you know, the part that is the sparks coming out. Hey, Rochelle, good to see you. Thanks for being here, guys. You guys are awesome. I think I need to give away something special if you guys can get us over 300. I'll do something super special that we don't normally do. I'm watching. I'm watching to see if you can do it. Nicole, let me know in the comments if they get it over 300 viewers tonight, and we'll give away something special. Real special love. Hey, Cindy. Okay, so I just have these kind of popping out the top. Really, really cute. Now let's come around them with greenery to soften it. Oh, I still have some greenery over here. This time I don't want to shorten it quite as much. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I love this. Oh, we might need to add a little bow. I hadn't really thought about a bow, but we might need it. Let's see. Let's see. How long do these need to be? And I get that question asked a lot. You just kind of take it to the side. If I want them taller than the rocket, then I'm going to go up a little higher. Just kind of eyeball it. Oh, Beverly, I haven't used that yet, so hang tight. When I use that, you will know. I'll text it out when we use it. I give design school heads up anytime I go shopping and I find cute stuff that I plan to use, so they don't miss out on all of that. They get to say in the loop. Hey, Nell, thank you. Thank you. You guys are close. 7 away from unlocking the next level. I'd love to spread some love around. Thank you, Kimberly. I'm glad you like it. I've not seen your name before. Are you new, Kimberly, or have you been here before? I know. Try to see what y'all can do. Pull it off, y'all. Okay, and I'm just bringing it around. Okay, I'm gonna just tuck these in right around the center. And now I'm gonna put a little bit shorter greenery. So this is what we got so far. This is cute. I'm loving it. I love it too. Loving it too. Everybody see everything? Let me move it a little bit on TikTok so you guys can see. I'm always struggling to get everybody in the frame here. Thank you, Pam. All right, let's see. Oh, you guys are 2 away. Yes, Diane, cute little wooden boxes. All right, I'm watching. It went down a little. Somebody left. Kimberly, you're brand new. Yay, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Fantastic. I know they are really popping. Michelle's first time. Welcome, guys. Welcome. If you guys see the numbers go above 300 and I miss it, make sure you let me know, okay? I know Nicole's watching too, my assistant, but just in case, y'all let me know. Okay, I cut a little bit more greenery. And now I'm going to use a little bit kind of closer to the edge, okay? Thanks, Melinda. Y'all let me know as soon as you see it, okay? I'm going to put this greenery in. I know, aren't they so cute? So cute. Let's rock and roll as we come around. Put a little bit more greenery over here. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like it. Hey, Brandy, welcome. First time live tonight. Fantastic. Argentina, did we make it? Yay! Okay. That unlocks 10 more sweet treats, Nicole. So we'll be sending those out on the text list, guys. Okay? So stay tuned. We made it? Yay! You guys are awesome. All right, here's what we got so far, y'all. We got rockets, we got greenery. Now, I'm going to use a little bit more floral at the top, and then we're going to rock into putting in the berries, okay? Tony, yay! You guys are awesome. Y'all are going to get spoiled. Spoiling is about to commence. All right, let's come in with the red. And I'm going to come red on the other side, just alternating that around. Pop a red on both sides. This has turned out super cute. Y'all going to have to watch. Thanks, Debbie. Awesome, Melinda. Woohoo! You guys are part of that. I appreciate it so much. It's been a long time coming. Hey, Anita. Let's come on the other side. All right. Thank you, Bonnie. Oh, my gosh. So cute, guys. So cute. Got a couple of whites to go in the top, and then it's going to be berry time. You know, you've heard of Miller time. Around here, berry and twig time. You love the berries too? Fantastic. I'm going to put this one on this side. Y'all, Target is just doing it right now. Yes, yes, super cute. Okay, let's pop in the berries. I did pull 2 berry stems because I love these mixed berry stems that we have at Keleas.com. You guys, if you're new, all the floral supplies come from Keleas.com. We will text out the supply list and all the sweet treats tomorrow. It'll probably be too late by the time I finish this tonight, but we'll text that out tomorrow. Give you all the special love. And then the containers are from the Target Dollar Spot. Okay, and we didn't use but 2 of them. They came in 3. Okay, we used 2. Thank you so much, Francine. Yay. Right? Be on the lookout, Jeannie. Carol, it's Target on the containers. Okay? They're at the little dollar spot. And they were $5 for the 3. Oh, Kimberly, just go to textkelea.com. TEXTKELEA. It'll get you on the list, okay? All right, let's come in here, and I am going to come in to add a little berry between my rockets right here. I like that. That way y'all can see it a little better. And I'm going to put one on the other side. Patty, we did it! I know, Susan. I mean, it's just so simple. Sometimes the simplest things are the most adorable, aren't they? Right? You can do this one, Debbie. Super cute. You know, look, let me give you some tips real quick. So make it simple, okay? Flowers are low, rockets are high, greenery's higher, okay? The flowers are kind of tight to the base. Okay, now I'm just going to pop in some berries to add a little bit more red, white, and blue party. So I'm putting 3 here at the top, and then we're going to go around the edge. You push that in. Okay, good. I'm glad that's helping you. Y'all, around here, you know, we do, this is floral. This is floral design. We do wreaths, centerpieces, garland swags, all of that kind of stuff. Anything we can add florals to. And that's what we sell on Keleas.com. We sell floral supplies that make designing that much easier for you. We don't carry anything super low quality. I try to have the best quality I can for the best price, so that way you can make your designs just sparkle. And those of you who sell, you're in my Etsy class over at CoachKelea.com. You know that the little bit higher quality pieces get more dollars in the long run. Oh, how fun, Tony. This would be perfect for a 4th birthday for your son. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff for a graduation party for my niece, so y'all stay tuned. We got a big plan. I hope we can achieve it. I'll definitely share it all with y'all. I definitely will. All right, I put 2 of those in. Got a little glue string there. Let's come on the other side and do the same thing. I'm just kind of laying it down so you can see where I'm putting these berries in. Okay, hopefully it's visible. How you guys doing over here? All right, I think I see you. Oh, thank you. You like it. Very good. Very good. I like this foam right at the edge here because I'm able to just kind of pop these coming out. I know. Let's bring this one on the other side. A little berry on each side. Just pushing those in. Gotta make sure it goes into my foam good. Okay. All right, very good. So cute, y'all. I'm in love. I'm going to put a little bit more berry in the top coming out each edge. Hey, lady. Good to see you. Hey, Annette. I see you, girl. Annette, I see you. I see your comment. You're good. Santa, thank you. Isn't this fun? You guys are going to have to hit your target. Y'all know we'll give you the supply list with all these supplies we use. We'll text that out tomorrow. And make sure you're on the text list because if you did spread the love tonight, you need to let us know on that text list because sweet treats will be going out tomorrow. I promised extra because you guys got us above 300 tonight. I'm going to put this one extra berry right here. I love it. Isn't this great? So cute. Y'all, we did it. What a fun little arrangement project that's easy to do. And if you wanted to, this is our newest kit, and we're going to make this big oversized door hanger. I think you're going to love it. It has a neat little jute hanger, and that'll work fine. It's strong enough to be our hanger. But we want to build our floral design just right on top of this. So in order to keep our weight easily and evenly distributed, I'm going to go kind of right in the center, a little bit below the stripe, and we're going to make this the center of our design. Just like I teach in design school where you have to set your transition point, we're going to do that right here, right now. And we're going to use a small block of floral foam. This is not going to come in your kit or glue or wire cutters. That kind of stuff you're going to have to grab, but I just cut a little block, and it's probably a 4x2, 3.5x2 little block, and it's going to sit right here. And it's going to go just left to right because that's exactly how we're going to put our pieces in here. So I've got my electric skillet. It's right here off camera, and I don't really love it on camera. I'm going to have it off to the side, but it's just going to be right here, and I'm using it to put glue on everything, okay? So here we go. Let me get him over there. All right, so I'm going to hit this one in the glue and kind of scrape it off a little, and it's going to give me a nice coating, and that way I can have that go right here on my base where we talked about, a little bit lower than the actual star right there. So the neat thing is, because it is gonna be all covered, we're gonna have a bow and everything, you don't have to panic too much about where everything's gonna go when we start to put it in. I'm gonna show you how to make it really easy. So our foam is in. Now we're ready to start putting some of our flowers. So grab some wire cutters, and I'm going to start with our greenery first, and we're going to use, this is called a fishtail fern, and I like using it because it can be used to create a great perimeter on your design. I use it a lot. It's exclusive to our shop, and you're going to get it in this kit. Now I'm going to push those up a little, and we're going to trim it all down to where we can get started on here, building up this design. I took it all off, and now let's start to space it out and get it on there. I'm going to start off with a couple of longer pieces. And this type of design, because it has this center basically transition point, you could just go back and forth when you put your greenery in, because you know you want some going up and some going down. It's that really that easy. Now let's get up a couple of shorter pieces. Kind of put these more in the middle. That one right there. And let me grab another shorter one on this side. And you see, really quickly get this great base starting out, which just looks so pretty. And I'm going to push these up just a little bit. If you need them shorter or you want them longer, you can push them up or push them down. And we're just going to do what we did on the right. We're doing it on the left. It's that easy. Okay. So we've kind of got a fanned out look going. Now I want to add some of our hanging greenery in the parts that are going to hang down, but I want to layer that in a second. So hold that off to the side, and let's grab a little bit of our color, and that's coming in a couple of different ways. We have a little bit of this one that has the white, to pull in the white from the background with the twigs. So this also comes in your kit, and I'm just going to pull this off the stem. And I love that it has a little twig, because then that gives us some more fun dimension. So you don't even have to cut that one yet. Just tear them off. Now, I want you to really use these twigs. They make things so fun. I'm a really twig, I was going to say freak, but basically, yeah, nut. I love that dimension that artificial twigs bring. I love real twigs. I love anything that has that really natural vibe, but it's kind of a little bit of chaos. I think I like a little chaos. A little bit of structure and then a little chaos. Nothing wrong with that, right? Isn't it daily life? I think it is. So I'm going to layer that on the next layer, and you see how that's already popping that white out? Yeah. This isn't white out where we're getting rid of stuff. We want the white out to come through, pop the white out. Let me pull these forward, and I'm going to curl this one also. Look how pretty. I know it's so simple and kind of silly, but having the twigs makes everything just pop. Now I'm going to put one right now, and it's going to kind of come a little bit upward. You got to have glue on and everything, guys. When you're going into the foam, it has to have glue, because the glue is what's going to hold it for the long haul. The foam won't keep it in there. Now I'm going to take my last piece. I've done the same thing. I'm going to curl these all up. Now I've taken and I kind of curled some of those up, got them looking good. And this is going to come down from the bottom. So I've got those going to the top, and that's rocking at the bottom. You can see how pretty that is. It's kind of filling in between the greenery. So wherever the greenery had a little hole, now you're going in between it. Now I want you to grab this dramatic greenery that's going to be so pretty. And because this is drapey, gravity's going to pull it straight down. So we left this zone kind of open for it. So what I want you to do is cut off this one piece right here that can stand up, and we'll keep that out. And then I'm going to cut these other two pieces, and we're going to create this beautiful drama that's going to kind of work down out of the middle. It's just beautiful. Look at it. Look at it just hang down. Kind of hard to see right now to appreciate how far it's going, but wait till you see it all finished on the finished pictures. You can really appreciate it. So I'm going to cut this a little shorter, and we'll hold those pieces that can go upward out, and then I'm going to dip this in my glue, okay, and bring this right in here to the top. And what I kind of wanted to do is kind of spill over, like come around and spill over. Perfect. And my second one, I want to do the same thing here. Come around and spill over. So I'm going to cut it right here to where I still have a firm stem. And then I'm going to put a little glue, and we're going to pop that right in the middle. This is going to be so cute for just that touch of patriotic. You can use it as your main wreath. It's not little. It's a nice size, but it's just also a piece that could go in other places because it's not overly large. Now, we've got the blue panel right here in the back, right? So we want to bring that blue color everywhere else in this design. And this particular one, we're just going to cut it into 3 pieces here. It's very easy to trim into several pieces, and I'm going to keep it on the main stem. So then you don't have to worry. It's just easy to work with if you do that. And this is going to pop out this blue, and we're going to start putting it in. I'm not going to curl these yet. We'll see where everybody ends up. But remember, we've got the blue already right here. So we don't need a bunch of the blueberries there. We want them to work through the rest of our design because we've already got blue here. Here's a single one. So I'm going to kind of put it coming up this way. And I'm kind of just making my wreath right on top of the flag. And now take these two and kind of come down. And you got great spacing. And we're going to use a bow we made. This bow was made on another video. If you need the link to that, let us know. It'll also be in the supply list for this kit. It is just a very nice neutral bow, so it picks up these pretty tones that are going on in the background here. To put it in, I'm going to need a floral pin. Here's my little vintage box I keep them in. But it's literally like this. It's a U-shaped metal pin. And those work great in order to help go into foam. So we have our cable tie like we would a normal bow that we could tie on a wreath. But in this case, we're going to tie it on this floral pin. So I'm just going to pull it really tight, and that pin's going to go on the back. Now I'm going to trim off this part right here where it was holding the pin on. And I also need to trim down this pin a little. It's a little long for this particular project. So, and just make sure you get those little guys in the trash so they don't end up in your feetsies. And now I'm going to put a little glue on the back of this, and we'll glue it right into our design. And that's going to finish off our center really nicely. Hey, and then remember, it's a lot of fun to not put that straight. Put it catty corner. Because now I can work these tails in around that really pretty greenery. And once that bow's in, and we made super long tails on this one, once that is in, now I'm going to come in with my little pieces of greenery that are left. You should have about 4 or 5. And it's really important to do this. So now with all these little pieces, we're going to come right in and go in between the bow. And I want to push these in so they come right out of the center of the bow. These are the little pieces left from the dangling greenery that we put in. Just work them in around because they look stunning when they work through the different layers. And you've taken this kit and made a stunning door hanger that is designer quality, guys. This is not like a little cheapy thing. It is classy and elegant, and I think you'll love it. And you can make this for yourself or give it as a gift, or practice your floral design skills, and you can also sell it after. You are completely allowed to do that with any of our kits, but it's a great starting point for you to learn a lot of the steps of making a beautiful wreath just like this. And this one's a little different because it's not on a normal wreath base. It is actually made directly on our flag. And It is beautiful. I think it's going to look great on your door. And because it's on a wood base, you could also take and prop it up on an easel just like this. Let me show you. Look at that. Look at that. She is beautiful, and she's ready to hang right now. Like, she's got her hanger, and you can go hang her up immediately. The Keleas page. Great to see you all. I am getting my camera and my poor little stand here that holds everything. I think it's finally just wearing out. So everything's flopping around on me. It's okay. We'll get it. Y'all, I'm live on the Keleas page as well as in our groups. So if you want to comment along with us and chat, so come over here to Keleas, the main page, and I will be able to answer your questions here. Let me get the comments up. Y'all, it's been a crazy day already. How about you guys? Hopefully calm and collective for you. Not too crazy. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Let me find the other live. There we go. All right, here we are. Hey, Susan. Hey, Linda. Hey, Nicole. So we're live in both the groups too, Nicole. So if people are wanting to comment, you can let them know to come over here to chat. You can watch the video anywhere you want, though. And we'll see your comments no matter where they're at. And we can respond to them later. But I just want to let you know if you want to chat together, that's going to be over here on this page. Okay? It is afternoon. I mean, it's crazy. Now the afternoon's kicking in and it's like, what have we been doing? What have we been doing? Oh my gosh. So much going on. Matter of fact, I'm going to make it on I wanted to make this wreath on an 18-inch wreath base. Let me see if I have one right here. Here I've got the smaller ones. Well, you know what? We'll just make it on. We'll make it on the 14-inch and we'll make it big and we'll be happy about it. It'll be all right. We'll just go really big. Hi, Diane. Great to see you. Hello. Hey, Josie. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Diane. I got her message about that, and we'll get the correct one sent to you. No problem. Hey, Pamela. Let me grab a wreath out. We're going to start with. I had planned a little bigger because I have a really big bow. No problem. We'll just shoot things way off of this one, and we'll have a good time. Because that's what Fridays are about. So, on Fridays, we do what we call Freestyle Friday, and I'm going to make a project with you. The project is based on a bow, generally, that we made earlier in the week on Bow Wednesday. So, this week we did this pretty one. I really fell in love with it, with the blues and reds. We used the fun red check in there. So, this is going to be our inspiration for this piece. So, you're going to see I've picked out florals that coordinate with it. And that's what we're going to be rocking and rolling with. Okay? So, let's get started with our base. And I need some longer greenery to kind of set the tone for the base. So let me grab a couple of pieces here. Ooh, I'm going to use these two. Look here. I'm going to use these bushes. I love this mini leaf bush. I have used this so many times. Kathy, you got the link for the live. You've been on when I followed it to the website. I couldn't find your card, maybe? I'm not sure. Is that on comment sold? If you have trouble finding your cart on comment sold for our live sales, you can always email Nicole at Keleas.com or info@Keleas.com, and we'll get you help, okay? Hey, guys. So many people coming on. Awesome. So the first item number I'm working with today is, it's called Mini Leaf Bush. I love it. It's 52611. This is the green color. Let me make a little pile here of my little taggies so I don't lose them. And this is going to be real important in my design because I need it to be, excuse me, I'm dropping everything. I need it to be larger than the base I'm working on. I think that's what we're going to do. We're calling it romantic patriotic. I like that. Oh, Kathy, the cart was empty. Okay, so if you can try to, one quick tip is to try to refresh that screen when you get into it and see if it's possibly gone in there by now. Kathy, is it plastic? Yeah, 99% of the greenery we sell and use is plastic. It's what I prefer to work with. I do pick out what I think is better quality plastic greenery, and it has to do with how it's finished and painted and makes it look real. But by the time we mix it in with other stuff, it'll look pretty good. I did grab some of their Real Touch greenery too to play with today. and see how it all comes together. Let me grab my moss too. I need it over here. Hello guys. Hey Joan and Mary. Hey Donna. This is my normal time for my Freestyle Friday. So noon Central, you should be able to check us if I'm live that week. Unless I'm traveling or something, I should be here. Let's get going. So I love pieces like this that are all wired because they can totally move how we want them to move. We can boss them around, you know? Hey, Miss SpongeBob. Y'all, it got cold again here. Whatever. I'm over the cold. Y'all know I don't like cold. But some people love cold. I know who you are. I know who you are. Be wishing this cold stuff to come in down here and snow and crazy. No. I'm looking for sunshine. Now I do like a nice 75 to 82 range for a while, and then I'm ready for it to get warm. Ivory Hat Wilhelmine. Hello to you too. Sharon, do I sell the grapevine wreaths? I don't. We don't sell them. We recommend that we can get you a link. I have an affiliate link for Deco Exchange. Now he may be sold out, but you can check with Damon and Parker over at Deco Exchange. We love to recommend them for our grapevine wreaths. That's where these came from. I'm using today. Okay, I've got this super huge bow today, so I'm going to leave a lot of room for it because I want to use that really big, beautiful bow. All right, hey Evelyn. Oh, good, Donna. That worked out perfect. I'm glad you could hang out. Cool. Y'all know if you can't ever catch us live, the replays are right here for you. All right. Another cold front. Oh, jeez. I know it. I know it's the time of year and I should get over it, but I'm still going to complain about it, right? We can complain about taxes and weather. What else? I love it. Yeah, it's kind of an unorthodox ribbon color combo today, Diane, isn't it? How we're going to mix them together, but I think it really works perfect. There's my affiliate link for Deco Exchange right there, so you can head over and see if they have any recent stock. Oh my gosh, Faith, the furnace went out. That would be an emergency. If it were 14 here, pipes would burst, things would go out of control. We're not set up for that in the Houston area. We are not ready for that. No way, Jose. Penny, you got yours in? Yay! Robin, you're having a break at lunch? Well, thanks for popping in. Yay! You can chill out with us. We're making Diane has named it. We're calling it the Romantic Patriotic Wreath. It's going to be red and blue colors. It's going to be based on this. I'm not going to think of it as patriotic. I'm thinking of it as a wreath that could go in a yard on a home that has a lot of reds or blues planted around, or maybe like a navy blue trim on their home or something like that. But it definitely does fit the romantic patriotic profile. We'll call it that too. Aw, you're so sweet, Sharon. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. You're very kind to do that. I love that. Okay, I'm going to keep putting this in. Hey, Laura Smith. Thanks for coming on. Where are you from watching? We've got people watching all over the country. We have sometimes all over the world, depending on the time of day, who's checking in with us. You never know. So I'm just greening. We call this greening out our base. So in design school, I would tell you we're going to green out our base. We're going to set our perimeter of our design. And that's what we're doing right now. Oh, 23 degrees. Oh, Linda. Oh, Lord. Linda, there's time to move. Y'all know I'm watching the Game of Thrones for the first time. And they keep saying winter is coming. And I'm like, get out of there. I don't know what's going to happen. Haven't seen it all. I'm just in the first few episodes. But every time they say winter is coming, I feel the same way. Same way. Panic. Ooh, aren't all the peonies awesome? Me too. I love peonies. I love peonies and ranunculus. I love all the plants we can't grow here, the real ones, in Houston. Or I'm sure we could try to grow them, but they just don't They're not prolific like our other parts of the world. Okay, I've got one more to put in. I'm gonna put it. Let's see, we're gonna have a bow. We're gonna do all that. Let's see. I'm gonna put it kind of swooping up. I think that would be pretty right there. Hey, Kathleen. Joy, Pikeville, North Carolina. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. People watching from all over. Kathy, thank you. I have a little experience doing this, so I really try to only sell things that I think are going to be easy to work with for you. And guys, here's a little tip. The better quality floral you work with, the better quality your end product is, and the higher you can sell it for because of the perceived value of the quality. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your designs. Even if it's for yourself, you want something that's going to look classy. Okay, so here's our inspiration. We've got our perimeter set so far with our greenery, all right? We're going to start to get some of the larger flower heads in. I'm going to use a navy blue peony. It's really, really pretty. It's dark. It's going to be our darker blue in here. I don't know if they call it navy blue. They just call it dark blue. Yeah. Hey, Jan. This one's a red. It's red. Does it look pink? It's really red. You never know on the monitor or screen you're watching what color it might look like. You never know. I'm going to cut a few of these off. Okay. Start putting some of these heads in. It is pretty, isn't it, Christy? Let me get them placed where I think they're going to do a lot. Remember I told you I really wanted to make this on a larger base. So since I don't have that available, I'm going to just go off this base a lot. So it won't be a deal breaker. We'll just leave some of the stems longer than we normally would. No biggie. We're having fun. It's Freestyle Friday. If I mess it all up and I don't like it, guess what? I can tear it all back apart. I can just start again. Not a big deal at all. So let me get a few of these in. Hey Sharon, hey Kim. Look, 2 Daniels checking in right in a row. Did y'all plan that? Did you guys plan that? So let me get the pops of the dark blue going in first. And like I said, we're going way out with them. I've got a little more periwinkle blue, a little bit of lavender. So we're going to go hard on the blue. And then we're going to pull the red from the ribbon is the plan. We'll see. Hey, Levon, happy Friday. Hey, Mariposa. Great to see you. I have a niece named Marley Mariposa. I'm glad you're here. I don't do live on YouTube yet. Working on that. Y'all want to go follow my YouTube page when you get a chance because I need 1,000 followers to go live. So as soon as I'm able to do it, I'll do it. But I'm here every week on Facebook. If you want to get on our email list on Keleas.com, it sends you a schedule when I'm live so you can just follow along on the lives. Thanks for hanging out with us. Melissa, thank you, so sweet. Oh, you're so sweet. How are you doing today? I'm going to swoop up with this one. So I've got 3 pops of my blue in here so far. And I'm going to come in with some other stuff first. We may add some more, but I'm getting those in first. It looks pretty dark on camera to me. It's not quite that dark in person. Sometimes the camera does weird things. CJ, how do you remove the glue? That's perfect timing. It generally will pull right off of a wreath. Now, if you'll get a pair of, this is what I do. Instead of the cutters, get a pair of like those, I guess I'm bad with tool names. My dad always fuss at me. I think they're pliers. And then something like you'd use to get a fish hook out of a mouth. Is that a plier? Out of the fish's mouth? You just take a flat-headed one of those. You don't really need a needle hose. And you just grab the glue and you yank it. And it generally will shed the outside skin of the grapevine, the little piece right there, and you can start again. You can always cover it back up too if you have to. If it gives you a hard time, just cover it back up with some moss or something like that. All right, now we're going to use a delphinium. We're going to bring in a long delphinium for some length to go and cuddle these guys out there. They're going to... Oh, Christy, thanks, sweetie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to get better at doing YouTube. I've been doing one social media at a time. And I'm going to get good at it, and then I'm going to do the next one. So, right now, we do Facebook and Instagram. But lives are always here on Facebook, for sure. I'm just pushing up the greenery. Whoops. That can happen. Don't push it too far. You have to put it back on. So, that's where you can find me here for sure. Aw, thanks, Cabby. Needle nose, yes. They don't have to be like that. They can also be the flat, blunt ones. Those work well. Also. Cream green and yellow, Deborah. How pretty. Yes, I promised you guys to do those big bush challenges, but you guys bought all the big bushes. So when we get some more big bushes in, I'll finish up the big bush challenge and we'll do some more. I was like, well, they bought everything. There went that idea. We'll do another one. We'll put it down the road a little bit. All right, but we have more stuff coming in every week for the next few months, so we'll have something we could do a similar challenge with. Liz, Instagram. On Instagram, it is, I believe, Keleas Florals. Keleas Florals. And I do stories and reels on Instagram. I don't really go live on there, but you never know. I might one day. You got some delphinium. I love delphinium too because it's a nice spike of color. They work really well for centerpieces as well. A glad is pretty too. Glads are so big and they work better for funeral work where you need that length. But if you can find like a smaller gladiola, that would be pretty as well. I like all flowers, so you're not going to hear me say I don't like anything. I don't. There's nothing I don't like in the flower world. Are you guys like that? What's your favorite? You tell me, what is your favorite flower? Fake or real, artificial, plastic? Anyway, what is the one you see it, you've got to have it? Is it like the poinsettia at Christmas? What is your thing? You need more, Deborah. I got it. Carla, more bunnies like that one. I have something similar coming. I don't think it's exactly like that one, okay? But because you're in design school, I'll let you know right when the new stuff comes up. We've got that where Nicole is, you're getting to see the new stuff before other people are as a benefit. So I will keep reminding you about it when they come in, okay? Oh, thanks, Sarah. Thank you. Oh, really? Marry a buttercup. Now, that is not what I was expecting. That's the flower that rocks your world. Now, you must have some memories set around a buttercup, because that would not be what I expected. I had a lot of buttercups shoved in my face when I was a kid. I loved it. As we played in the bluebonnets, full of snakes, probably. But we didn't know. We're running around them. Baby's breath, hydrangeas, geraniums. Oh, I love all those. You know what I like about baby's breath is that it is just so, wow. And when I was growing up, my grandparents had a house in Galveston. So that is an island close to us here in Houston. It's, a place people go for the weekend, have their weekend homes. And they have a plant that grows wild down there. It's more like a statice than a baby's breath. It's a little bit different. But it dries like baby's breath with all the little blooms. It's like a light blue. I don't know what it's called, but I love that. So delicate. Lynn, you've been working on your Pinterest and you love daisies. Fresh or artificial. Ooh, yes. Let me see. I missed. Ranunculus, yes. I had for the very first time a real ridiculous. Was it ridiculous? Yeah, I think so. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I never grew one here. I think it grows from a bulb. And I got a plant. It was at Walmart. It was already blooming, and the actual petals were strawish, paperish, kind of like the straw flowers. Not that sturdy as a straw flower, but they were kind of like it. It was really cool. Okay, this is looking pretty so far. We've got the lighter blue and the darker blue. We're pulling those colors from our bow so far. Okay. I'm going to put a few more, but I want to show you how it's breaking down. Oh, did I run out? Oh, here they are. It's like, whoa! How do I decide what wreath to use? So, generally, it depends on how big I want the finished product to be. And there's some different things to think about. I like to make things very wispy and to come off the base. I generally don't make things so compact. So you have to decide what kind of design you're going to create. If you're coming off the base, it's going to be better to start a little smaller. Because otherwise, if you start larger, then it ends up so much bigger. If you're going to make a design that's tight to the base, then pick the size of your wreath base, whether that's straw, moss, foam, whatever. You need to pick it about the same kind of size. Because if I'm going to design this real tight, and the flowers are going to be all nice and tight, which is gorgeous too, I love that too, then I need a smaller base or a base that accommodates my finished size. So those are the two things I take into account when choosing the size of the wreath. Oh my gosh, black-eyed Susans, lilies, butterfly bush, hydrangeas, roses, carnations, lavender. Y'all are just, I like it all too. I like it all too. Your sister has a house in Galveston. How cool, Kelly. Barbara loves the multicolored chrysanthemums and lilies. Oh, yes. I didn't know I loved dahlias until I went to San Diego. No, we went to San Francisco. And we went to some botanical gardens and stuff because I dragged Richard to that kind of thing. And he's like, what are you doing to me? He learned that when we got engaged at Niagara Falls. And I told him, look at all these plants. So they had just some gorgeous dahlias. They were cool. I love all flowers, and you do vegetables. That's nice. Joan, you and I have the same problem. Sue, Lily of the Valley is so pretty. I've been asked for that artificial a few times. Every time I can find it, it's very plasticky. I still think it would probably work, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet for you guys because it's just a little bit, you know. Steel lavender tea rose. Ooh, Melissa. Oh, man. You aren't even kidding. That sounds so beautiful. Do you ever see a flower in real life and you say, that flower looks fake? It's so pretty. I think it's called a columbine, and I believe I saw it in Colorado. It looks crazy. It's got things all coming off. That may be wrong, but it's so cool. Ooh. Red roses? Mm-hmm. Oh, Robin, this is something we made in design school. So I just taught that in our class. So I can't tell you what it's made on. It's a little tip from our class. But it's something flat. Thank you for the compliment. What's a lady slipper, Kathy? That sounds really cool. I don't know anything about that one. Describe it to me. What does it look like? Is it like the like those shrimp plants that have the little fun little piece that comes off that kind of looks like a shrimp? Not really, but kind of. Looks like a Beetlejuice shrimp, right? Y'all know the scene on Beetlejuice where the hands the shrimp and that's what I'm talking about. Columbines were. Wow, is it just from like that region where they'll grow? Let's see how we're looking so far. Here we are with our red. Oh yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it good so far. CJ said there's a flower I love. I don't know the name of it. It's a tropical flower. It's red, burnt orange. In the middle is like a honeysuckle. Oh, I know what you're talking about, CJ. Oh. Lady slippers. Oh, is that your state flower? That's like our bluebonnets. You can't pick them. Same thing. Okay, I'm going to introduce another kind of a lighter blue. More like periwinkle. Going to go in lavender to contrast these three blues together. It is a lavender, by the way. That's so I say it's a lavender color. Aw, thanks, Brian. We're playing. You know, it's Friday. We're freestyling. You never know what we're going to come up with. We're going to have a good time. Oh, plumeria. Mary says it's plumeria. Oh, yeah. Is plumeria the lay flower? No. My mom calls it frangipani. Is that the same thing? Don't know. Us Texas have weird names on stuff. I get all this flower plant love from my mother and my grandmother. That was their thing. And it just rubbed right off on me. Matter of fact, I had to drive by the garden center on the way back from dropping Kaya at school earlier, and I was like, you know what? What are the chances we're going to get a freeze? Maybe it's time to get something. Like I have time to plant anything right now, but you know. I was tempted. Robin says I have a deep dark purple and white columbine growing my flower beds. They self-seed and get whiter. Oh, nice, Robin. That's awesome. All right. Oh, you think it's the bird of paradise he's talking about? But he says the center looks like a honeysuckle. So a honeysuckle has that centered pulling out. I don't think it's a bird of paradise. The bird of paradise fans way out. I like those too, though. We actually have grown those here a few times. Bleeding hearts. Oh, yeah. Those are cool. Last year I picked out some plants strictly for their foliage. They just had this really neat foliage, and I didn't know what they were. And sure enough, they were bluebonnets. And it got bigger and bigger, and you guys told me on a live. I was like, I don't know what this is. Y'all are like, that's going to be a bluebonnet. I was like, y'all don't know what you're talking about. Yep, was a bluebonnet. I think it was Debbie Davis. Somebody told me that. I thought, I don't know about that. Oh, like a hibiscus? Sure, maybe a hibiscus. That kind of has a center. That may be what he's talking about. It does have a center kind of similar to a honeysuckle. That's it. I think you nailed it. Oh, I love an oleander. Brian Peony. Oh, come on. You know, Brian, that's one reason I go to Whole Foods. They have those, not Whole Foods, sorry, wrong store. Trader Joe's. We don't have one in Sugar Land, so I have to get one. You have to go into town or go to Katy or somewhere to get Whole Foods. Not a Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. But they have those really reasonable peonies sometimes. And those little heads are so tight and they want to open. I love those. So pretty. Yes, that's the plumeria is the one from Hawaii. You got it. Faith, those were your wedding flowers? Yes, me too. It's the hollyhock. Wait a minute, I gotta think about the hollyhock. Yes, they had those in Canada. Grows big and it comes off like this, right? I snuck the seeds home. They don't grow here. No worky. And they were huge. I think I'm thinking the right thing. Huge, like growing wild on the side of the road. I can't use up all this lavender. I need more. You're going to see if they would grow in Ohio. I don't know, Melissa. They grow in the spring here. So they might. I know, I don't know about, they die back and you have to reseed them, or they'll reseed themselves if you have a patch of them, of the bluebonnets, but I don't know. You could try it. They grow wild in Panama, CJ. Okay. That's what it is then. Hollyhock. Those are gorgeous. So why can't I grow them here if they can grow in Panama? I would think it's so hot here. We could grow them too. I don't know. Maybe it's higher. Are bluebonds an annual or a perennial? So I get those two confused, but I'm pretty sure an annual means that they don't come back, right? So I'll just answer it this way. They don't really come back. They're supposed to seed, but they don't necessarily do it. Hopefully that's your answer. I think that means they're an annual. You should see me trying to figure that out shopping for plants. Oh, you're going to make your first official wreath. I love it. I love it. Y'all, we are shipping as fast as we can. Right now, it is taking about 8 days to get an order out. So I want to make sure you know, if you go shopping, you know what you're getting into. So if you need something rushed, you can certainly ask. I cannot guarantee it, just because we're doing as much as we can, as fast as we can. But we can't work a whole lot harder without having a breakdown over here. I've called in reinforcements, and I'm hiring people. But with COVID, it's not as easy as you would think. Oh gosh, I love this so far. That's really looking pretty. Now, I brought some red roses, since there is red roses in this ribbon. But I'm not sure if we're going to... Let's see what I really wanted a little red berry, but none of that's come in yet. Oh yeah, we're going to put some. I like it. I like it. I like it. Oh, a lilac sounds beautiful. I'm sure you do. Ryan, is this high school open? It's going to be open again in March. Coming up, March 15th, so it won't be long. It will be opening. We're moving to a new platform, so it's exciting. Lots of new fun stuff coming. Yay! Melissa, you're going to move here. I can hire you. I understand. Careful what you ask for, Melissa. Oh. The pink berries, I'm not going to put pink. Apparently this ribbon is looking pink to you guys on camera. It's red. So I can't put any of the berries in. That I have red berries coming, but they haven't arrived yet. So once they get here, we can mix those in. But I'm going to use these red roses. It is on the ribbon, so I don't feel like it's a total stretch to put them in. I'm going to kind of put a bud with a bloom. I don't mind their greenery. I just don't need it that low. I'm going to have to cut a couple pieces off here. There we go. Thanks, Laura. You're so sweet. A perennial must come back from the roots. So it's a annual. I think we got it. Thank you for the help. Thank you for the help. We really don't have winter here, so a lot of things that would do that, places don't do that here. We're able to grow them longer. So sometimes I don't relate to all the rules. And I'm just kind of like a wing it gardener. I like a lot of stuff. I try things. I'll try it like 5 times and kill it 5. I'll just keep trying it. Why not? It's pretty for a while. And we put that garden out on the edge of the road out there now. So when our neighbors are walking by, they actually can sit on the brick and relax and stuff. So now they start saying, oh, we love this plant, and we took some clippings from this plant. Well, y'all know that just encourages me to do more of that. Like, I need more of that. Because now I'm helping the neighborhood, not just us, right? We're supporting the neighborhood. I'm trying to get this in here. It's fighting me. There we go. It's a whole different thing, you know? That's what I tell Honey Bunny. Honey, they need more. Brenda, the strawberries? Yay! I know. I love those strawberries. Those are cute. That's just a nice greenery. They'll work great with this picnic ribbon. We're calling it picnic ribbon. It's the red and white plaid. All right. It's really going to hang like this, I think. That's going to be the top. This is going to come over a little bit more. I'm going to put a little bit more down there. Hey, Dee Dee, good to see you. Let me put this over here. Let's go in here, and I'm going to bend these up. Okay, let me get this guy over here. I like that. I feel like we're going to need another peony blue in here to kind of offset it. I like the strong colors of this, though, for a change. They're fun. Thank you, Marilyn. Hollyhock is biennial, which means they take 2 years. Oh, Pat, really? That's interesting. So does that mean, Pat, that they do their thing and then they don't come back for 2 years? Or the seed takes 2 years to come up? Explain it to me. I need to know what that means. We'll put a hanger on in a minute once I figure out my angle exactly. Thanks, Patricia. Yeah, Lori, I save the leaves. I use them for different projects. You know, you can use them to cover up glue like we were talking about earlier and all that. Yes. I don't necessarily put too many leaves in a project. It kind of fights everything if you keep putting all the leaves on. So you'll see me pull some off here or there. I'll leave some because I want my greenery to be the showstopper here. I don't want, just like a florist would, she's going to take leaves off of some stuff. All right, let's get the bow in, and then I'm going to work a little bit more. I'm going to need a filler flower to contrast between these two. I don't know what that's going to be. Maybe white. We'll see what I've got here. Let me get this in first. Oh, thank you. Oh, Kathy, I am. I love having my own Hobby Lobby. It's so nice. Except sometimes I use things that I shouldn't have. we get in trouble. It's a little hard to send somebody their bush when you've cut it all up and put it in a wreath. I planned for today, so we should be safe. But sometimes I don't know. Oh no, I used it and it was sold. So sorry. Okay, let me trim this. Okay, we got our wreath in. I like that. I mean, our bow in. Wreath bow, you know what I mean. It's kind of off to the side. I kind of like it, though. I like that. Let me get the hanger on. We'll kind of position it. And then I'll put a little more filler flower, I believe, to contrast between those. Okay, look, here's what we got so far. It looks real good. I know it's looking pink to some of you, but it's red and blue. Like a lighter blue, periwinkle blue. Pulling all those colors from this ribbon, okay? How cool, Laura. Aw. Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, it's working out well. I mean, I wanted to go a little bit bigger, but I think this is going to work out okay. Let me in this grapevine. This little booger is fighting me. There we go. Okay, hanger's coming on. Thanks, Barbara. Y'all are so funny. All right. I needed you guys when I was making and selling so many wreaths. I really hope to be able to get back to that once we're able to get help with all the shipping, where I sold thousands of wreaths on Etsy. Now we still sell our wreaths on there, but I'm not able to do the volume because I'm so busy teaching floral design and business. But I'd like to be able to get back to it a little bit. Okay. I really like that. It kind of looks like that bow is riding side saddle, you know, like a pretty lady, and she's got her legs on the side of the horse with her pretty dress. That looks pretty there. I like that. That's That's an insight to what my brain just thought when we were doing that. I don't know exactly what it means, but that is what was popping out. Oh, thanks, Fran. Yay, Kathy. Angie, this is a wreath stand that we make and sell those. Mine's painted white, but we have them on the website if you need a link. We do sell them. They're made by my friend Betty. She just brought a new batch from Georgia. I always give her a hard time because the wreath stands are not made in Texas anymore because she moved to Georgia on me. But she's there with her grandbabies and very happy. So I can't give her too hard of a time. But I do. I still give her a hard time about it. Oh, thanks, guys. I'm glad you're liking it. I'm going to come in with a little greenery kind of around the bow, pulling in here, tucking it in. All right, let's put this one over here. Coming out of here. Just soften these edges a little bit. Looks nice. And we'll have a supply list for this and just a little bit up if you want to grab any of these supplies. So let us know in the comments. Just say supply list. We'll get you a link in a little bit for it. You can also just check on Keleas.com for previous supply lists and links to videos of other projects. We've got them there ready to go. I'm going to use one kind of coming out of the bottom of the bow. I'm just trying to find the center. Yay! Thanks, Melissa. Brian, we'll have a supply list shortly. So there'll be a whole link to it. After I get off, we'll make a whole list of everything we used. Okay? And we'll post it back in here for you. No problem. We'll get it for you guys. So for previous projects, if you want to go to our blog and check out there, we've got supply lists, links, all kind of that. All the good stuff you need to find it. I have one more piece of lavender I think would look kind of pretty. Let me bring that down just a little bit. Coming right out of the top here. Thanks, Bonnie. You're so sweet. So sweet. All right. I'm going to bend those heads up a little. Let me take a look. All right. I really want a white filler flower. Let me see what I've got over here if I brought an extra. The reason I want to pick white, I think, is because of the cream in the ribbon. I think we're going to use that if I can find something. 1 second, please. I found something, yay! I did a video yesterday for another group with some sunflowers in it, and I used a filler flower, and it worked great. So I think it's going to be a winner in here. Winner. Okay, let me get this one going. I'm just going to take and cut it, I think. I'm sorry, I'm killing you. I'm sorry. Just take your time. I will have more. Don't worry. Make what you got, and then you can come back for more. Y'all should have seen me trying to put in the fall order. And because I try to support my design school students who are selling their projects and they're going to need certain stuff from me because they're doing well on that. And then I've got a budget enough to get new things and then figure out, okay, what's something we want to add that we've never carried before? Because I can't just add, you know, a silver magnolia for Christmas if we've got nothing to go with it. So when I add something to the line, I've got to add components that coordinate with it. So I don't just go and say, oh, this is pretty, we're going to sell it. It doesn't work like that at Keleas.com. It's like, if I'm going to bring something to our product line, it's going to go with other things. So it's a project. Oh, Denise, Nicole can get you the link. Nicole, can you help out Denise with the link for she's looking for the wreath board. I forgot what we call it exactly. Oh, that looks good. This looks pretty in here. I like this. Let me show you close up. See it coming in? It's adding that little bit of wispiness. A little bit more of the cream color. Oh, well, you know, Kathy, this is fun to do. This is my favorite thing. When I'm in here creating with you, I'm in my happy place. So it's not hard. It's not hard. And even when I was just telling you about building the product lineup, I love that. I love that. So don't let it fool you. I like all that. It is a good time. Thanks, Christy. Thank you, Teresa. I'm going to pull this one apart, too. That was a partial bush that I had from... You're only going to need one bush on the supply list for this one. I just had it from my video yesterday. Okay. Here we go, guys. Yes. Now, we were talking about earlier about your flowers that you just love. What about the smells? Is there a smell that you love of a flower? And we're going to talk about the real smell today, not an artificial smell. We'll save that for another conversation another day. So I definitely have opinions on those, too. Hey, we've all got opinions, don't we? Thank you so much. Oh, that's right, Christy. But I do hustle pretty hard, I will say that. But I do love it. It's all worth it. Although some days I say to myself, what have I gotten myself into? I just want to make pretty wreaths and sell them and make more. And we're doing that. We are doing that. So we're happy. Oh, you like the smell of the lilac? Hyacinth. Lily of the Valley. Has anybody said my favorite? Brian, you got it. Gardenia. Oh. You know what else smells pretty darn good? Is those blooms on my lemon tree. They're not here long. But they permeate. I'm like, oh, the bees can find that. That smells amazing. It's just calling the bees right over here. Let's see what else y'all are saying. Honeysuckle, wisteria, gardenias, stock. Oh, does stock smell good? I've never grown any stock. Wait a minute, don't I have some stock? I don't know that I've grown any stock. I'll have to give it a smell. Does it just smell like that floral smell, like a florist? Or does it have a different smell? Lilies, freesia. Yeah, you should work with some of the bigger heads. You really only need 3 in a wreath. I've put 4 or 5 in here, but you can get away with 3. And they take up a lot of real estate, so they help you keep the price of your project down. So I'm a fan of the big heads sometimes. But work your way into it. You know, start with what you're comfortable. And then work your way into trying a little here or there. Okay, I like that little bit of white in there. Is that a bend? I think I'm pretty happy with it, guys. Denise, you're new and you're hooked. Awesome, Denise. You can always head over to our website, Keleas.com, and just binge all the blog posts in there. They do have links to our videos, so it may help you find another video of a project you want to watch. Otherwise, if you go into our Facebook page here, we've got lots of old videos. You can click on the video tab, and you can watch anything that excites you. We sometimes act crazy. You never know. But we're usually creating something pretty together. So there's this one all finished, y'all. I couldn't decide if we'd put some more ribbon in. Maybe we'll put a little red ribbon at the top. Let's see. Maybe we're not done. Psych! Let's add a little ribbon. Thank you. You like jasmine? Ooh, Miss SpongeBob. Yes. Thanks, Tina. I got this from Brooke over at the Refabbed Boutique. It's one of those baby dolls. It has different, I won't show too much, but see, it has different color panels. It's a fun one. Thank you. Olive trees. Whoa. Oh, thanks, Brian. We're all creative people are a little local. It's okay. They know us here. They like us. You should see me when I have to work with my team, because of course my team who helps me run our page and do all the things is growing over the last few years. And the funny thing is, because I'm creative, my brain goes different directions all the time, you know? So the other day, one of them said, oh yeah, we know how you are with creative. It's okay. We understand. I'm like, okay, good. You know? Oh, Judy, if you don't, you can just come back and check. You can ask for notifications on Facebook also. They don't necessarily always work great. But if you just click the three dots at the top right of your screen, click those little dots, and you can say you want to be notified anytime we're live. You can get all of our notifications. It'll help you when you open your Facebook app. It'll be right there, or it'll send it to your phone. But if you have no service on your phone, it may not help you. So it just depends. But I send out live alerts. If you get on our text message list, I'll send out a alert when I'm live. Or if we have a new blog post and stuff like that, you can always unsubscribe. That's the thing with our emailer. We do all of that legally, so we are not spamming you. You can unsubscribe or hit stop if you don't want the text messages anymore. No biggie deal. We will not feel offended. You do what you need to do. I'm going to put a little more ribbon kind of coming up here for a party. I like that. Curl this one a little tighter. I might glue that curl in. I want it to stay up there. That's kind of fun. Now we're going to have to put a little more ribbon. Wait a minute. Not done. Thanks, Dora. Right? We're going to be so busy entertaining everybody, inspiring you to create something. Yes, you guys, crafting is so therapeutic, whether you're going to do flowers like we were doing here today, or you're going to do some painting. I love those coloring books. Kai loves those too. We do the adult coloring books. Those are so much fun. I'm tying these in, so I'm having to grab some cable ties back here. My workroom is a hot disaster. But that's normal. What else do we do? We do a paint by number. That kind of stuff. Oh, and I just joined a new painting group. I'll tell you about that too soon. I'm going to give it a try and tell you about it. I'm excited to try some of it. So I've got to get help in the warehouse because I want to do some fun creative outlets too. I want to play. Everybody else is getting to play. I've never been to one of those paint parties that they have, you know, where you sip and you do the painting. Those got to be awesome. When we were in Colorado a few years ago, we went to one where you could paint the clay, not the clay, ceramic, you know, and they fire it. Oh, I had so much fun there. My husband was like, okay, time to leave now. I'm like, no, I'm working on a mosaic. It's going to take a while. I had to leave. He forced me. Thank you, Diane. Oh my gosh, Brian. Yes, some of our older lives, we were all over the place doing stuff. I was live from Colorado a lot when we went. Yeah, you just never know. Yeah, those places are fun, aren't they? I hope they're all making it during all of this. I have been so busy during the pandemic. The only thing we've really been able to support is like restaurants. We have supported all of those, but we have been working so hard for 10 months straight, which is a blessing. I'm not complaining. It's just I feel like we haven't supported all our local businesses like we would have if we were not, you know. I'm going to do a better job of it. All right, I'm just adding a little pops of this red in here. Some little ribbon curls for fun. Just add some little whimsicalness there. Ooh, wine and canvas. Ooh, Brenda says she does her business, but with transfers and paste. They are fun. Oh yeah, like, what's the name of that? Yes, I know what you're talking about. Those are fun. Those are fun also. They're a lot of fun. All right, guys, you know that you can create something like this on your own. It's easy to do. And if you ever want to learn step by step, where I'm actually instructing you what we're doing and why we're doing it. Of course, here I'm chatting and we're having a great time. But in design school, we have courses, and we would teach you how to create something step by step, and I would teach you all the reasons why I'm putting everything where it's going, the easiest ways to do it, and different options for you to do. We also love to have you over there anytime. Our course opens again in March, so it's going to be a few months, well, a month and a half, not a few months now. But the waitlist is also at Keleas.com. You can get on there. And basically what will happen as we get closer to that time, we will have some fun stuff going on. We'll be telling you about it, but you'll be the first to know if you're on the wait list. So that's right on our website. All the supplies come from there. If you need a link for the supply list for this, which will be up in just a little bit, let us know in the comments and we'll come back and give you the link when it's ready. All right? And thanks for being here. Tomorrow, come and join us. We have a new video that comes out on Saturdays. And it will be, we call it Simple Saturdays. They're really simple projects you can do in less than 30 minutes. And they're great for beginners. So come check back tomorrow for that video. It'll be up at usually around noon. And then it will be available for you to watch whenever you want to, even on the replay. All right? You guys have fun. We'll see you later. And make sure to go have fun with flowers. What we're going to be doing today is we are going to be taking a peek what was in the BBB box for last month. So you can kind of, I don't want to show it to you all at once, but it's a beautiful patriotic view. If you've never been here, come on in, give me a hashtag replay. If you're watching this later on the replay, definitely say hello, welcome, welcome. I like to treat all of our Blue Merinos like family, and I appreciate y'all being here and coming and playing with flowers with us every week. Today, we're going to go over what was in the last BBB box, which was patriotic, to get you ready for Memorial Day or 4th of July and all that fun stuff. Of course, we love to play with all those supplies. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what was in there first. And if you want to get on the wait list for the BBB box, it's 4 B's, BBBB box, okay? If you're already on our text list, just text us BBBB, okay? It's easy as that. Our text list is 832-734-5201. That's the best way to do it, okay? If you don't want to be on the text list, we can still help you out, but put BBBB in the comments where you're watching, okay? And I'll come back and give you a link. Okay, so there is a wait list. If there's a spot available, then we email you in the order you're on the wait list. So it's good to get on the wait list. The sooner the better. Okay, now I'm going to go over what was in the last one, and then we're going to be making a project with some of these. So hang tight. So the first item we had in the box this month is daisies, a cute new daisy spray, and this one is a pusher, which I love that too. So that means I can use these in different lengths. That's a nice new one. Then we had 2 different sunflowers. We had a 2 large head spray right here, okay? And then we had a 5 head spray. And the neat thing about combining the 2 on your pieces, you get some smaller heads and some large ones, and then these are bigger. So between the 2 combinations, you're getting 7 really big heads. Now I already stole some of this one, but this is this is a gypso bush. I cut off 4 pieces of it already, but this is a nice filler. It's also a pusher, okay? Can you see the theme happening here? Then we had these adorable foam stars that went in the box too, and they're super cute. They have nice strong wires. We're going to be using these in what we're making later. And then the cutest little berries. These are awesome. They have just this petite little berry frame. Really cute. Those were in there. And then some blue, because you can never not have enough blue. We had the blue filler flower, which is all wired. Really fun filler flower was in there. And 2 of the chunky blueberry bushes, which are awesome for patriotic. So some of this stuff was brand new, just in the box. So let me put it off to the side, because we're going to be working with the florals in just a little bit. But we are going to make today a lantern swag, okay? So on this first part of the video, we're going to be making the bow. If you've never done our BBBB box, the thing about that is it's a no-brainer. Everything's going to coordinate in the box. You may have more than one theme in a box. Sometimes I have 2 themes going, but this was obviously red, white, and blue. So a great combination for patriotic. And you know you're going to get at least 1 large wreath, maybe 2 pieces out of it, and you don't even have to think about it. It comes to your door coordinated, and you can never have to worry if it's showing up or not. It's just coming directly to you. All right, and she's giving you the waitlist link. Fantastic. You guys can jump on the waitlist. Okay, so we're going to make a funky bow in order to make a really cute lantern swag. So we're going to start with that. You guys, if you need the links for the ribbon, I'm using 2 different ribbons from Keleas.com. So the BBB, if you want to know what that stands for, it's blooms, berries, branches, and buds. So you should have a combination of all that. You know I love all those things. So I'm going to start off with the check. So I'm making a funky bow. I like those for lantern swag, so I'm going to go 8 inches on this. Let me cut that at an angle. All right. If you're on our text list, just text us 4 B's. 1, 2, 3, 4. BBBB. All right. If you're not on the text list and you want to just do it by email, we can give you a link here and you can get on the email wait list. The text list is a little faster because we can send you the link quicker. Our text number is 832-734-5201. Just text us BBBB, 4 B's. I should have gone with 3 B's. All right, let's go with these loops at 6, and I'm going to put 2 on each side. So I'll scrunch that down. We'll have that come up. Hey, Michaela, good to see you. We were just showing everybody the subscription box that came out. We also have a greenery subscription too, because we get asked all the time about our greenery. All right, so I've got 4 pieces in. 2 loops on each side. Now I'm going to come in with the check and the blue. All right, now I'm going to switch to the blue, and I'm going to cut that at the opposite angle because I like to have it a little matchy-matchy sometimes. Okay, let's bring it in at 8 inches on the tail. Oh, right, you can also go to textkeleas.com too if you want to just do it on your phone or the computer also. Hey, Alfreda, good to see you. And I'm going to come in with 1 loop at 5 inches here and 5 inches over here. This is so simple, little recipe. This is a 2-1 bow. If you want more blue in your, design, put blue in the back, okay? You've got options. All right, now let's take this off. I'm going to need a couple of cable ties. Hey, BB-8. Oh, BB's here helping me again. I'm so glad you're here tonight hanging out. All right, just gently pull that off of your bow maker. And then we're going to fluff it up. Just fluff it right up into shape. Thank you guys for spreading the love. I was telling everyone Nicole's back this week, so we'll be able to do our sweet treats. So hang in there. Those of you who have been buttering the biscuits and spreading the love. All right, and I'll fluff it out. I know, baby. Okay, now I've got my bow. This tail looks a little bit longer than this side. Let me trim these down a little bit. Sometimes I get a little bit excited. But just looking at it, it looked a little long. I'm going to put red down the middle. Okay, and then, so we're usually making wreaths with the subscription box or arrangements, but today I thought, you know what, there's other things you can do too, because you might not use your whole subscription box on a wreath and you've got pieces left over. And we can make a simple lantern swag with just little pieces. And then, in a little while, we might take it to the next level. You know how I am. I just can't keep it simple. We gotta go all out. Okay, let's come in and create our lantern swag. Let me show you our cute little lantern. And it's just a cute little white lantern. And I like to use the ones without glass to sell in the store if I can find some, because they're just easier to deal with. So we're going to make a swag that it can attach to the side of the lantern or up here at the top. Either way. So we need to design a swag that can work around this whole base, okay? So think about that when we're getting ready to put these florals in. So cute. So let's start off with, I think we should use the blue filler first. It's a no-brainer because it's got a lot of greenery with it, okay? So I'm going to take and pull these out. This bush works really great because see how it shreds up easy? And if you're new here, you may not realize how beneficial that is to you. It's a lot less stress on your hands if you make a lot that you don't have to cut and you can tear. So you can see me here. I'm going to tear 2 pieces of each, okay? Just tear them off. Leave those wires really long till you're ready to start making some cuts, okay? So I'm going to put my little bow to the side. And we're going to go, just like I would say in design school, we're going to shake hands. And that means we're going to shape out the greenery and really space it out. Okay? And then I'm going to shape out and space it out on the other side. So this is just a basic lantern swag we're making. We're not going too crazy. I'm going to show you how easy these are to make. Now, in the subscription box, you got the couple of smaller sunflowers, so we're definitely going to pop a couple of those in. So glad you're here. We're having fun. Okay, so let's look at that for our length. So let me bring it back to our little lantern. And let's see if that would work. I can tie it to the handle too up here. If I tie it way to the top, that's fine. We just give it more of a bend. We can make it that way, that's fine. All right, so I got my basic bend going. And that is gonna vary depending on the base you're working with, y'all. You'll have to play with that. Okay, trim these off a little. We just need them where they crisscross in the middle. So I'm going to trim off the stems. Y'all, if you're in design school, wait till you see today's tutorial. Is an awesome centerpiece. I can't wait for you to see it. It's uploading right now. So I'll be texting y'all. All right, so these need to overlap here because that's how we're going to be attaching everything, okay? Step 1, check. All right, now I'm going to add just a little bit of berries, okay? And actually, I think I'll put the berries on the next layer. Let's add some of these smaller sunflowers because they're perfect. Okay, I'm going to take 2 of the smaller sunflowers and shape up their leaves, and let's put them in here, okay? So give those leaves a little motion. This one's got the, sometimes you get the little support from the mold on it. Now I'm going to have this move up and get that head looking up, okay? Because the head looking down does me absolutely no good. Okay, our little sunflowers are going in. Do you see how petite and how adorable this is? This is so stinking adorable, okay? So let's come in. I'm going to add some of the berries. Now remember, this all stuff came from the BBB box this month. The BBBB. And if you want information on how to get your own blooms, berries, branches, and buds box, all you got to do is type BBB in the comments or text us. If you're already on the text list, just text 4 B's in a row and we'll get you what you need. Okay, so now I'm putting the berry kind of close to the bow here, especially since we used red in the back of that bow. Isn't that going to be a perfect, okay? So we've got a little filifflower, a little berry, a sunflower. Simple, simple recipe. And now I need a cable tie. And I'm just using the clear ones. We're just going to come through the center here and just get this nice and tight because that's what's going to hold this puppy together. Okay. I'm going to take and trim this off. Okay, fantastic. Now, I'm going to add just a little glue. You know why? I just want to try to prevent people from being able to pull these out. Okay? So I'm just using my glue stick from my glue pot, just tucking that in. Now I'm going to take and cut, oh, I didn't get this sunflower in the cable tie. Let me put some glue on it. I probably should have cut that a little bit longer. Don't be afraid to just get in there and fix it if you need to. Okay, I'm going to steal a little leaf, and now I'm going to glue that leaf in the center. It's good to see you guys. Okay. We're actually going to be blessing you a couple times. Okay. Alright, may not look like much, but this is our swag. A couple of flowers, a couple of berries. Now, now right in the center here, I'm going to lay this bow. The only thing is this leaf is backwards. Let's see if I can flip that around. I can flip it around. Okay, and this is going to be our bow. But before we put that in, we have to have a way to attach it to the lantern. So you can use a wire. I'm going to just use a pipe cleaner. So that's going to go in the back here. Okay, so this will be how we attach it to the lantern. If you had a green one or a white one, that might be better. It would blend with the lantern. I have brown right now. Okay, and we're going to go right through there with the bow, and I'm grabbing the pipe cleaner. Okay, just get that tight. Really super tight, and we'll trim that off. Okay, now, I'm pretty happy. The only part I really want a little more dimension is, I'm going to move everybody. I love those. I love all of that. Get all this lined up how you want it. And now I want to add just a little bit more of this filler flower to the inside of the bow. So let me grab it. And I like this one because it almost functions like a granary. I don't need much, just a couple pieces. I'm just going to trim these off right here. Okay. And just take, and we're going to pop these in a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to slide them under the bow so I have a little bit close into the bow. And the reason I want more of that is I want more depth and dimension, so this gives me that extra pop on the front. Oh, perfect. That one doesn't have many blueberries. Let me add one more little piece. So many options, but I like to give you a little inspiration. Okay, looks pretty good. I'm going to put just one more piece to the top here. And these are just little details, and if you don't do details on your pieces, you might want to start adding a couple here or there because they really, really pay off. Okay, let's bring this one up, and we're going to bring it down. Look at this. How cute. Okay, are you ready? So it looks like this simple little thing, right? But wait, so we add it to the lantern. Such a cute, cute piece. And then you can bend it more. But this one would just sit right here. I'm getting the pipe cleaner, and we'll attach it with that little pipe cleaner. Now, depending on the lantern you're doing, you're going to have to come back and fluff it or maneuver it a little. But can you see how cute this is? Super duper cute on this lantern. Very simple, right? Okay, can everybody do this? Yes, you can. You can make a simple little lantern swag like this. We made this one so far. We're going to soup it up and make even a larger one for like a really big statement lantern. All right, let's get rocking on a little bit larger bow. We're going to make the tails a little bit longer. Well, no, we're going to keep them at 8 because it's a funky bow. So we'll keep that at 8, but we're going to add a few more loops. So I'm using my Easy Bow Maker and popping in the loops. That one is at 8 inches for our tail. And we're going to keep the size of the bow just about the same at 6. Right, Jan? We're going to do it again. But this time we're putting it on steroid. Hey, you know, I'm a Texas girl. Let's say we're doing it Texas style. Texas style. I love it. So guys, if you would like to get on our list to get a BBB box whenever there becomes one available, it's a subscription box, so we have a limited amount every month. So if someone cancels, then we can offer their space to you guys in line. So we have a wait list. So if you want to let us know in the comments, you can put 4Bs, BBBB, Or you can also text us. If you're on the text list, it's faster if you send us a text to 832-734-5201. Text us 4Bs, and we'll know what you want. Okay? So I did 2 loops of the red, and now I'm going to come in and do, let's go with 2 loops of the blue also. Well, we have been making, tonight we're making lantern swags to really show you how much you can get out of a BBB box. A lot of times I do, you know, a couple of wreaths or 2 big wreaths or two small wreaths in a combination and mix things together. But this time I am going to take and do some lantern swags. You have a large lantern? Perfect, Dee Dee. You're going to love this. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to bring the red back to the front. So all I did was do 2 loops, 3 loops, so kind of like an inverted blast off bow. So we did 2 and then 3, and now I'm coming with 1 more loop. Yeah, you guys, if you're later watching the replay or watching live, you can just type in BBBB, and we'll get you on the wait list for the BBB box. I showed everything that was in it earlier on the first video, and I made a little bitty petite lantern swag. But we're going to plus size lantern swag because I like them big girls. Okay, let's come in here and put a cable tie right through the center and pull this off. Uh-oh, somebody's come in my domain. Who is it? Who enters the bloom room? It is Kaya. Hi, Moo. How are you doing? Yo, Moo had a big day at school today. Your candy? I have no idea right now. When I get done, I can come help you look. But right now, I'm hanging out with my friends, making a lantern swag. Okay? Y'all know how it is. Mom's got to find everything. Literally everything. Alright. So I'm fluffing this all out, guys, getting a lot of dimension. Love it. And then I'm going to put a cable tie on the back, and that's how we're going to attach it to our cluster once we get that going. Pull that tight. You guys are awesome tonight. If you do spread the love, make sure you let us know in the comments here, and also let us know on the text list, okay? So we can spread it back to you. I'm putting red down the center. I think either color would be cute though. We got a nice finished look over here. Turned out really cute. So I like the wispy tails there. You guys are awesome. Let us know on the text list too, okay? The reason we push that text list, guys, is because we own it. And no matter, you know, depending what platform you're watching on, they may not show you everything we do, because that's just how they work, you know? So we're able to keep you in the loop about everything with the text list. Alright, super. Now we're making a lantern swag from our subscription box this month, our BBBB. So, one of the cute things it has is it does have these 2 big stars. So we're going to use these in there. I love that. And we're going to lay down a little bit of bed of, I think we're going to use the daisies in the back for the length, okay? So get ready to cluster it up. We're going to have some clustering fun. All right, I'm going to take this and push these up just a little bit. And we will start to create some longer sections. It is totally, I know we have the check, but it's patriotic. So we're going to scream, you know, God bless America with our lovely color combination here. So I'm going to cut a few of the daisies to go in the back of our swag. So let's start going it. So let me start to lay these out. I'm going to put 2 up. 2 down, 2 up. Okay, and I'm staggering them just a little bit. They do need to overlap in the center. Okay, so that's a good start. I'm going to put these over to the side. Now, I need the length of the filler flower, too, that we used earlier. We already kind of cut into this one. And I'm gonna lay a filler flower behind. These have a little bit of a longer stem, so we're gonna use these behind to kind of get this really starting to fill out. Okay, everybody has to meet in the middle, so make sure you're crisscrossing. Crisscross will make you jump. Jump. We gotta jump. We can come back and trim those. I'm gonna put a little bit of daisy crisscross up here and a little bit down here. So you can see I'm creating a cluster just flat on the table. I'm layering the pieces up. Okay, now I'm gonna come in. The gypso, I've already stole some of the gypso for another project, so I've gotta. All right, let's lay these aside. Let me put a little blue below it. Rhonda loves a text list. She likes being in the know. Yeah, you really don't have, you know, the nice thing is you get to know everything we're doing, whenever we're doing it. If you choose not to participate, no big deal. You don't even have to open the text if you're like, you know, I'm out of here. So I'm crisscrossing these, and I'm hiding the stems too when I'm crisscrossing, okay? Look at this great bouquet we're making. We're like making a bouquet and up and down. So that was that stem pick that also came in the subscription box. And I'm just going to take and separate these. So when you're doing a lantern flag, it's a little bit about the details, okay? You're taking your time, you're building a really pretty cluster, and you notice I'm layering it intentionally. These aren't just chunked in there and thrown in there. I've got a little blue, a little white, a little blue, a little white. The other day in design school, when I created a particular design, I was telling them we've got to layer that on top of the other colors so it pops. No different than when we do a bow that way. We want to layer the colors so that it creates depth, doing the same thing here. So we got a star up and a star down, but I'm not done. We're going big. We've got our big sunflowers. I just don't know if I can get the stem long enough. Let me save our big sunflowers and let's use the medium ones if they're long enough. I need length and I don't feel like adding stem. Okay, we'll make this work. So I can cut this one right here and get it pretty good length. Okay, and then I can leave that one super long. So let's kind of mix these in there. I'm going to rotate these leaves forward. I love these because they're just so well made, these sunflowers. And this one could lay right down there, right? Okay, and once I get everything tight in here, we can bend the wires more. So let's have this one do the same thing coming back here, kind of layering it underneath. So pretty! So pretty, okay? Pretty happy with this so far. Let's put our bow in the middle to get an idea. Okay, looking really good. Looking good, I'm loving it. I do want to put some berries in, and I think this time we're going to put some of the little berries that came in the box. Little as in more petite. And they will go great up here by the stem. These are so stinking cute. You could just use these on your tier tray decor just like they are. I'm going to twist 3 of them together here. I've been doing this so long, I just try to make it beautiful and easy and quick. Like I said, I try to make it easy and fast for you and save you as many steps as possible. All right. Oh, I love that chunky blue right at the middle. So when our bow sits in there, it'll kind of cluster just right around it. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So we still have pieces. We didn't even use everything from our box. I'm happy with my cluster, really like it, so I'm ready to start. You guys, here's how it's gonna look left to right. Let's come in with a cable tie. This first one is just to hold all our business together, okay? We're gonna need to put more than one, but just to start. Brenda says, I love these and make a beautiful gift in a hurry. I know they do. I know they do. They are just so fun, and there's quite a few sellers who do really well with these on Etsy. And one of the things that generally sets them apart is if you put something cutesy in them also. So floral, of course, but then if you can add like this little star, or at Halloween, if you could pop in little witch legs or a little pumpkin, that seems to be a winner. Now you can see now I'm moving these up, moving them all up. I am so glad. I love what I do, and I consider it an absolute honor to get to share with you my methods. Although they may be crazy and not traditional, there is reason. Okay, let's come in here, and I'm going to add some glue now to the center. The whole point of adding the glue is to help make sure a bunch of this stuff doesn't pull out. So I'm just going to wrap it around. I don't use a glue gun, so if you're new here and you're like, what is she doing? I use an electric skillet that has hot glue in it. So that's kind of out of camera right now. So I'm just going to go around that. Now I'm going to grab my Spanish moss. I can't set this down because there's glue on the back. Hold tight, folks. I'm a professional. Every other Tuesday, I'm going to come in here with my Spanish moss just a little bit and gently put that on top of my glue without gluing myself. That is where the skill comes in. Alright, so I'm putting the Spanish moss around to kind of make it a little sandwich of moss and glue. I'm going to need a little bit more in there. And that'll help make this all where it can't pull out. Okay? And that moss really finishes off the middle. We still have to add the bow and add a few more things, but now it's like hot glue, floral stems, and the moss catches the outside, okay? Awesome! Okay, let's rock and roll with our next step. This is so cute. I could easily sell this in your store. Yes. Yes, you could. Now, okay, realize we're making this to go on a lantern. But this is the most adorable little mini swag here that you could add to anything. Let's say you sell mirrors in your store. You have little pieces of furniture. You can add the wire to the back. This can go on anything, okay? Banister. We've got all kind of different options for sure on these little swags, okay? We're making it to go on a lantern, but you can give you an idea. Remember, we need the wire in the back. We got to put that in now. So in this particular one, I'm just going to use a floral wire. It is covered in thread, and it's an 18 gauge wire. I'm going to add that to the back. Okay, we're going to grab that with the cable tie in a second because that's going to be our lifeline to put this on whatever you want. And it's occurring to me, those of you who are in design school, the new tutorial could be used for a wedding. So if you look at that, if you ever need something to go on pews or banisters, you could make little swags like this for the pews, and you could use the same color combination that we just used in this week's tutorial. Go take a look at it. Alright, the little wire and the bow are going in, okay? We're going to attach that to the back. Okay, now we're fluffing it out now. So that means I want those layers from underneath to be able to pop out. So I'm pulling a little bit of that gypsum. These killer berries over here, move them up. We want them to the front part of the party. Well, that hot glue that comes out of the electric skillet, remember, it's not near as hot as a glue gun. So it's not as hot. And I'm not really touching it with that moss, okay? So it's kind of, you know, getting it all. So I'm happy about my stars waiting, my pretty sunflowers. I've laid it all out, okay? Now, we're going to come in, and this is too small of a lantern, but I want to give you an idea, okay? So you can see the different size. So, you can see it's a little too big for this one, but basically, it would come off the top like that. And this is a lantern, and it comes off the top, and you can attach it with that wire. Now, everything in here is wired, so once you got it on, you could give it to some dimension, but look how super easy this is to ship. It's flat, easy, ready to rock and roll. So if you want to start selling these on your Etsy store, you know you can. All right, this is the wreath we're going to use. We can move it aside for a second. Okay, let's go 16 inches. Come to the center. We're going to tie our bow up first. Come to the middle and twist that. Let's come out at 6 inches and twist. 6 inches on this side and twist. Fantastic. So I put red and blue and then the red. Now I'm putting the red in. So I did a 3-2-1 bow. We call that a blast off bow. Now I'm going to take this off, and this will be our bow to make the last project with. And we're going to do a wreath. Okay, let's put these in. Oh my gosh. So cute already, just a bow. All right, let's get some of the greenery. Let's cut a couple pieces out, and let's kind of get a base going. We have a little bit of sunflower left we can use. Let's put it in here. I'm going to wait to put the bow in. We'll put it off to the side, but let's start to create our base. Let's come up to the middle. We'll just be popping these in, and I am covering any of that glue with moss to make it pretty. This is going to be a fun piece to make because I've got to make, you know, it's kind of like one of those things. I got to make what I have work and make it just as grand as I can. So I think we'll still have a greenery left when we're done. Those of you on YouTube, I hope you're having a great night. And please subscribe to our channel. Kind of a longer piece. We're going to let this one kind of come down in there. Okay, nice. All right, let's get in here. I know I want to make the most of my sunflowers. We got to make these scream. I've only got 4 left. We're going to make them work. Y'all, if you're just getting here, we're using the supplies from the BBBB box. And we have so far made 2 other projects. And we're trying to make another smaller wreath with the pieces left. It's a challenge. I'm going to take and bring in 2 bigger sunflowers over here. But I'm going to kind of work them towards the middle. So the greenery is the longest and these are kind of towards the front. I'll let that dude kind of go over there. So you guys, if you subscribe and you've got one either earlier or right now, you got one of the last few left, you are going to get next month's box, okay? I've got to I've only got a little bit of that filler flower left, but we're going to make it work. Put a little more greenery in there. I'm going to use a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to bring this one in. I think this one should go this way. And I'm trying to go not through the back, guys. Keep it in the layers. Okay, that looks good. Okay, we've got 2 here. We've got 2 here. We've made our bow. Okay. Now let's get in here. We've got blueberries left. We have just a little filler flower. This is what's left. Now, if you guys just getting here, here's what we've made so far. We've made a big lantern swag, a little lantern swag. Okay. We've made these so far. And now we're making a wreath to coordinate with those. Here's the daisy bush. We're going to use a little bit of that. And I told you yesterday, I like that it's a pusher, so we're going to make it a little shorter. A little bit of daisy coming in. Let's have a little bit of daisy going down. All right, let's go up higher. And let's put a couple of them in here. I'm just tucking these in. I was telling everyone in design school earlier how I was just in my little happy place, creating with them. And sometimes, you know, you get in the zone. Anytime you can see that glue, just cover it up. Okay, so I tucked a little daisy in. I've got just a little tinge of filler flower left, so I'm going to hold on to that for a second. I got a little bit of blue. Hold on to that. Let's go with what we have the most of. I've got a couple of berries. I think we're going to use the big piece towards the top. We're just having fun. We're just playing with all these flowers. And, you know, when I say have fun with flowers, I'm serious. That's what we're doing. Having fun with flowers. Ooh, so chunky. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't you want to just like, dun, 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 dun. Ch, 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 ch. I can't help it. I can't help it. Gotta touch them. Gotta watch it wiggle. See it jiggle. Okay, let's come up here. Let these kind of cluster up. I like that. We got a pop of blue, pop of blue. Let's get in there and cover that up. I'm going to go ahead and put the bow in, and then we're going to pop in the rest of our BBB box. Look how pretty. Let's pop this in. Now we're gonna kind of have a party around the bow. Let's get this tight. Trim that off. You guys, so if you wanted a BBB box, you're watching this or later on the replay, just put BBB in the comments. We'll send you the link to the wait list or the actual items if we have any available left for this month. And it'll be a different box. This one's sold out. They sell out every month. I usually do a video working with the products so you can see how to use them, get some inspiration. I'm going to curl these up. I'm going to leave these long. Let me get that. Hold on. Let me turn it towards me for just a second. They're a little bit spread out. sometimes you gotta look at it. Now, I'm ready to add some berries in, and my little bit of filler flower, and I got a little bit of blue. Okay, let's put this little bit of white in. I think up here at the top. Let's just have that cluster right by the bow. I think that'll be really sweet. Let's pop it in. Oh yeah, nice and chunky right there. Now I'm going to spread out my berries a little, and I like to kind of twist these together. And we'll get them twisted, and then we can put them in. These are so nice because they're smaller scale. So sometimes you need to add in smaller scale things because it adds that great detail. But literally these came clustered so cute. You could have put the little cluster on your tier tray. They're so beautiful. Oh gosh, that's cute. That's a winner. Love it. Let's do one more at the top. Isn't that cute? All right, finally, I've got a little bit of the blue filler flower. We're going to add this last. So I'm going to add these in, just like a little bit of twiggy twig. So let's come and just have this one kind of come out of the bottom, right under the wreath. Yeah, how cute. Woo! How cute is this? So let me show you all three, guys, okay? So this is what we made with last month's BBB box. Remember, it's not available anymore. And the only thing I have left is some greenery. I used every piece of the florals. I've got a little greenery left. So there was the wreath we made tonight. We started off with the little lantern swag. Just a little petite lantern swag. Okay? Here's our lantern. Here's our sweet little swag. Okay? This is going to be so cute in the store together. Alright? Now, I could also attach this to, it could go on a frame. It could go on all kinds of things. It's just a baby swag. Okay? Then, we went ahead and made a big swag for big lanterns. And in here, we use sunflowers. This would look really cute attached to the side of a mirror too in your home. Just to pop in a little color for the patriotic. Look how cute. So we did all that from the subscription box to give you some examples. You could have made one really big, huge wreath, or you could have made several small wreaths, at least probably two. You could even put these fun stars. The only things that didn't come in the box would have been the ribbon. The ribbon, I don't put ribbon in my boxes, and you won't get like the grapevine base. But you'll get all the florals and things that coordinate. So this kind of gives you a great idea of what you get in a BBB box. So they don't always have something fun like this. Sometimes they'll have more twigs, berries, branches, and buds. That's what the BBBB stands for. So that's what you get in there. And this is just an example so you know. And hopefully this inspired you to make something else of your own and have fun with flowers just like I have been doing all day today. Bye, Bloomerinos.